Here we go.
All right, Stevie, here we go. I did it without breaking my other shoulder. Well, Susie, because Susie was right that I'd break my other shoulder.
Bro, you're close, but you don't have quite the same soul.
I know. And he's got the accent and everything, and he just does a great job.
Right.
Hey, everybody, what's going on? Good to see everybody. It's been a hell of a week. What are you guys up to? We got
We just ate dinner, like I said. Like
you just got done eating a fantastic dinner that Susie prepared because we know you didn't. And
tell him.
What?
You said that.
I didn't hear what he said.
You said I didn't help with dinner.
He did. He did.
No, okay.
He learn more about how to.
I ate it,
Susie.
Yeah.
Susie, setting the table isn't helping with dinner.
We did it. We were both in the kitchen together.
No, you. That's what I'm saying. You did all the cooking, and he did all the. Oh, can I try that?
No,
okay. And then he set the table for two.
Oven. He's a pro on the oven.
Okay. Did he at least light the candle on the table?
You're not gonna win on this one. I share. We share.
Poor thing hasn't got her spine yet. You wait.
Just wait.
Yeah. So, all right. Anyways, we got as you can see, we got Stevie and Susie tonight. Together at one spot. This is like Hollywood Squares. We got the tupa deal, you know. This is cool.
And in Cassidy.
And all the people are like, what the hell? All the youngsters are going, what's Hollywood Squares?
Right.
One of the best shows ever.
But oh, you want me to take my hat off so you can continue to call him Mikhail? Because I told a bunch of guys, friends of mine that and family that you call me Mikhail, and they all laughed their balls off. So guess what they're calling me now? Asshole. Anyway, we got the Gunpowder Beauty. She's down in the corner, but I think she's feeding the baby, so we're not going to bother. But she's here with us here on the panel, and of course we have the ever beautiful Miss Dish with us.
Thank you.
So who's in, who's out?
Oh, and by the way, Dish invites me to all her shindigs, so there.
Yeah.
Jealous.
We're gonna do a quick rundown, and then I'm gonna grill you guys because about prepping, because that came up today. That came up today's Friday, came up Monday and Tuesday, and I was talking to a couple of friends of mine about some stuff.
That's
and I went, you know what?
Fair to grill us, because you know Dish is a big Bear Grylls fan, so she's gonna know all the grills.
So in other words, I'll just talk to Dish then, because she'll have all the answers. But anywho, Jay Watterson, 69 first. Jay, good to see you, kid. Hope things are well. I'm glad you brought your A game already. The chat's been on for 3 minutes and live for 3 minutes and 20 seconds, and you've already started, so that's always a plus. Vanessa Kitty, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in tonight. Dishes, of course, in here with us. Trevor Fillmore, how you doing, my friend? Great to see you as always. HRM Weapons, a machinist. What's going on? Good to see you. I missed somebody. I know I did. No, I didn't. Good. And Stevie's Woodworking in Homestead is obviously in here with us. That would be the Stevie and the Susie right below me. Below me, not. You know what I meant.
I'm going to start her training tomorrow.
I did miss one. Multi Gunman, where are you? I knew I missed one. Multi Gunman, how the hell are you? Good to see you. Hope things are going well.
Well, he's in Canada, so they can't be too great. But, you know.
Canada's beautiful.
Second best is good.
Keep telling people the only other national anthem I would ever sing if I can't sing my own is that one.
Right.
Yeah, it's almost the same, just saying.
You know. Well, the thing I love how they, like, you've watched a lot of hockey in your life. So the playoff hockey, when Boston's playing the Canadians and stuff.
Yeah.
They the whole crowd sings their national anthem.
Okay, cool.
You come to Boston, some guy on a microphone does.
Oh.
To be honest,
Excuse
have
me.
the guy do it, but then let the crowd come into it.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
sure.
Yeah,
That's just me. But anyway,
love when the
Um,
crowd does it, man. It just
yeah.
rumbles.
By the way, Dish, awesome video this week. Nice. Do you do the video I missed again?
Yeah, it's one of those shorts. Those
You did a
short
short?
videos. Yeah,
Did
they're
you
really
do a short
popular
with
right
shorts on?
now. Yep. It was so short though you can't see it.
Micro video.
Micro
Oh.
video. That's
It's a
the new
new
Because I didn't
thing.
see it. I didn't see it. What do you call it in my thing that you did a video? Well, now I'm gonna have to Dish with shorts. So anyway, Dish, I thought about you this week.
Thank you. I thought about you also.
I opened up the fridge, and you know the little handles, the little bars that for the door to keep all the
Yes.
shit in. Yeah, well, mine keep popping off,
Oh,
and so one I'm down there with my flashlight, and I'm looking to see if the plastic's broke, to see what exactly is why do they keep coming off. So my wife says, I fixed it. It's great. My son Jonathan goes in to get himself a sandwich, and now he's going to get his fixins, and he does one of these with the refrigerator door.
Uh-oh.
Smash, bang, boom. Jar of pickles. Guess what? Jar of mayo.
Mayonnaise.
I'm like,
Import.
I was this fucking close. I'm taking a picture of it and saying, Dish, I need help. But I couldn't do it. Oh, I know, Trevor. But I think that you guys, Trevor, what I was saying is that, like playoff hockey, you got your whatever stadium they're in, they always sing it, right? I'm not saying they don't sing it. What I'm saying is the crowd gets into it and sings it. You know what I'm saying? And I love that about that. I just absolutely love it. That, and you have an awesome country, beautiful wise, pretty wise. And I know your politics are almost the same as ours. They suck, but it's still a beautiful country there. You know, when the few times that I was able to get in that country.
Thank God for the country and the people. That's what make it livable.
Yeah.
I love on the soccer games when they start that chanting and stuff.
Susie is getting ready for her weekly streaking of the stream.
I saw that. No.
So maybe we should change the name of the chat to Streaking with Susie.
Yeah.
Hey, that sounds like a video series on somebody's channel I know.
Keep away from around Sue. Anyway, all right, Trev, thanks. That's too funny. What did he write? Where did he go? He wrote something. I wanted to read it, and now I can't find it. Jay Watt. He was saying something about. Actually, I think I think I might have already brought it to your attention. Something about.
Hi, Gunpowder.
Gurgle, gurgle. Right out her nose.
I must have missed it.
Had to finish off that tall boy, huh?
Hello, Gunpowder Beauty.
Now we know why the baby goes into a coma.
The little
Yeah, I
one's
had to get my
sleeping?
monster. Nah, he's over with his dad.
Oh.
I had to get my monster drink. That way I got some energy to stay awake and not fall asleep on the chat.
There you go.
All right. Oh, there it is. That's what I wanted to say. Jay Wasden said, Psst, Mikey,
What?
Dish puts her videos unlisted.
Unlisted.
Wow. I wouldn't doubt it, Jay Wasden.
Only. Uh-oh,
Did
my
Steve-
internet's getting sketchy.
Yeah, it is. Because I'm looking at the side of your face. You're talking, and all I can see is the side of your face.
Yeah, they always say I
Now,
talk out the side of my head anyhow.
Well,
Mikey,
don't.
if you were subscribed to her OnlyFans, you'd get all access to
I know.
Dish's
For
videos.
$10.95 a month. I know.
Listen, if you want all the really nice photos and everything too, it's only $20 a month. It's really a steal when you think about it, because that Jessica Rabbit
Honey.
pic you did,
Honey,
freaking awesome.
Sweetheart, who needs pictures when you got video and memories?
Video and memories.
Come on, I got to get some credit for being quick on my feet here tonight. Because last week I was on my ass. I couldn't.
I'm going to lose my memory, so I hold on to the videos and pictures to remind me of the things if I ever forget.
Right.
I couldn't put 2 sentences together last week. I'm getting better.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't want to not do a chat, and I wanted
Oh
to do
yeah,
a
I
chat.
know. We appreciate it.
And I like getting together with all these people, and
What you doing, Cat?
I got Multi Gunman and all these guys, Trevor and
We're
Jay
broke up,
Watt,
but they can hear us.
Vanessa. You know what I mean? It's just cool that they come out, Dish. You know what I'm saying? You've been
Yep.
around chats forever and a week, HRM. And it's just cool. I think. I don't know.
Very cool.
Never had a cover in.
I enjoy being able to do these. I do have a question though. So I entitled this chat tonight.
Spider webs.
I entitled this chat tonight either prepping for long term versus short term.
Okay.
Because we were some friends and some family of mine. We had this discussion, and it got to a point where, but Mikey, for $50 you can get a video with the O dedicated just for you.
Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can still hear
Alright.
you. Your video, your video just ain't moving.
I'm going to try to hit refresh.
All
All
right.
right,
Look for me in the basement.
I will. Oh, I hate this being on the news. No, on the 6:30 news, Dish from
Yes.
North Carolina. How can I help you?
Save me if I'm in North Carolina.
We're here to. I am. That's what I'm here to do, is to save you. So I'm glad you guys are live now. Again, I call you live because now you're moving and your face is not streaking across the
Yep.
screen.
You look great.
I didn't mean to say streaking, Susie. My bad. I meant his face wasn't streaming across. There you go. My favorite kind of truck.
Ford fucking Ranger. I love that guy.
So there was a few of us talking, and they were talking about, I tried to say, we were talking about prepping, right? And I said, listen, first of all, I'm no world class, I'm not. I says, but I said for myself, I says, because I told him, we talked about this on Stevie's chat, and I go, it come out as a joke or whatever, but it really wasn't. But my cousin was telling me he believes that you should itemize prepping for if it's going to be a long period of time. You don't so much have to itemize for a short period of time, depending upon how short of a period of time it's going to be. And I tried to tell him, I said, a short period of time would have been like the epidemic, right?
Yeah.
Where there's no toilet paper, the food, so that's mid-range short to long. I said, so when you say short, if you're talking 72 hours, yeah, you can go get a 72-hour bag, and everybody pretty much knows. So that doesn't, in my opinion, a 72-hour bag doesn't need to be itemized. That was just my opinion. I mean, but if you're going mid-range, right, like with the toilet paper issue and the food and all that, I told him, I says, you can laugh at me. I said, but yeah, you can itemize. I says, but some people might need different things though. So somebody's prep may not be the same as others. Am I right about that? Am I wrong about that?
Oh, absolutely. They're different. Even between a male and a female, it's different.
Right.
Well, and you got to also look at like your size of household, because, for one person isn't going to be the same as where I got a family of 5, or, somebody who's got 2 people, and then you've got someone who's got a family of like 8 or more. You're going to have more stuff to go days, weeks, months with.
Yeah, like
depending on the person. So, yeah, I'm gonna need a big ass fucking moving truck, like a 24-footer, to fucking haul shit.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a family of 5, so e- e- even okay, just to prep for 72 hours, we'll use that stupid period of time because that's the, you know, even to prep for 72 hours. I'm a
Just,
family of 5. I need a lot.
just drinking water, you need 10,
Yes,
15, or 20 gallons. Yeah.
and I
True.
said so priority wise because they're talking items, right? I'm like, okay, and I kept saying, but guys, I go, I whatever. So I go, I have a family of 5. I go, so even if you do the, even if I do like the, because I brought up with Stevie, I thought it was you because I gave you credit for it anyway. And I says a buddy of mine, Steve, I says we were talking on his chat, and he had mentioned the carnation milk, you know, and I said I would need the remember the big box. I would probably need 2 of those,
Right.
you
And
know. I said so.
that idea got put in my brain by gunpowder.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I would probably need 2 of those bars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, that all depends how long it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm telling him, I'm like, I said, so I'm going to need more water now.
Yep.
I go, so you gotta factor in drinking water. You got to factor in water for the carnation milk. You know, I said, so that's going to be, you know, because I had said it wasn't really an argument; it was a discussion, but I had said I don't even know how much water I would need to be totally honest with you. I said I'm figuring I would have to have the 5 gallon pails, you know, the 5 gallon, you know, like the
Yeah.
water cooler ones. I said I'm probably gonna need a bunch of those for 5 people. I go because you got to try to stay clean, so you're gonna take, you got to, if you're off grid, you're gonna have to take some kind of a sponge bath, right, to keep clean. Toothbrush and
Clean
all
is
that
one of the
jazz.
most important things because you get a nasty infection, you're screwed.
Yeah, you're screwed. You got nowhere to go. I said, so if I'm at
Exactly.
home, if if I bug in, right, which is would probably happen. If I bug in, okay, I got town water, but how long is that town water gonna last?
Right.
Right, if there's an issue. And first of all, I ain't drinking out of the fucking tap. Sorry, I have this thing with fucking drinking bad water, and I won't. I just won't do it. And I know there's filters. I get all that. But Mikey, how is going to keep his ice cream and Hershey bars from melting?
True that.
I don't know how
You
I'm going
can
to do
sit
that.
there and do an underground refrigerator. A lot of the prepping channels that I watch, they
Holy
have what they call the underground. It's like a bug out fridge, and it's like 6 or 8 feet underground. So that way the temperature stays around
So it's
30
like
or
a root.
40 degrees. Like,
So it's like a
yeah.
root cellar.
Hey,
And
I
it's
step on your
amazing.
toe. Winging it, Tracy. What's up?
Where? I don't see winging it.
Just popped in.
Winging it. How the hell are you? Trevor Fillmore says I keep my pantry stocked pretty good, and it's a 10 by 8 room. He said he did a Costco run not long ago. Cost $1,400,
Woof.
and soon we'll be getting stuff out of the garden.
Right.
So Trev's got the family.
Totally different.
So my preps are going to be different than his. It's going to be different in dishes, different than Stevie and Susie's, different in gunpowders. Well, mine might be close to gunpowders because she got a big family too. But you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you
Well,
got
and
to
I
make
was
decisions now because, like, I have like if I say I'm bugging out, I love my stuff and I don't want to leave it, but I need to make a conscious decision. I got 200 or 300 firearms in the safe. I can't take all those with me. I'm going to have to get the best of the best for what I'm thinking. You know, 1 rifle, 1 pistol, 1 shotgun.
So you would have to prioritize that.
Yeah.
What is going to help you with? Am I right?
Yeah. And she's going to have to carry all the tissue for me crying all goddamn day because I got to
that you just left 110 grand of guns in the back of the right.
I'll be a millionaire by the swear jar.
When it says I have 10 blue 55-gallon drums, look on Craigslist.
That's nice.
Let me ask you a question on that because I meant to ask. I told you this before. Well, I don't even know if I can use his name. Tom, aka the old K-Bar user. If you're sub to him, then you've probably already seen it. But Tom did this series on prepping. Got to be 4 years ago. Got to be maybe even longer. And he has water too. You know, like a big thing for the water. My question is, here's something I don't know. If I put 55 gallons of water in a drum, okay, how long can that sit? A, before I put a pill in it, or B, do I put the pill in it? Or C, how many pills do I need for 55 gallons? Is there a ratio?
From what I understand, all it takes is a couple of drops of bleach, like a drop a gallon, if that much. It might even be less than that, and then you're good to go. It stops bacteria from growing and all that stuff.
Okay. By the way, Wynn, it's always a pleasure to see you. I hope things are well. Note to self, I need a new cache. Note to self, I need a new cache in the palm knocking state.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Here's a word of advice, though. You have to use the food grade barrels.
You can't go out and use a cast barrel.
Don't get one that had pickles or vinegar in it.
Right.
Your water will taste like shit.
Prepping to P2E, how the hell are you? Good to see you, my friend. Prepping to endure says there are guides on how much you need.
Yep.
But when you say guides on how much you need, how much water I need, or so like a family of 5 needs X amount of gallons of water.
Yep.
But now prepping, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm not being funny because we were just talking about this.
Well, I think he was also talking about bleach or pills. And
okay. All right. Because I was going to ask if they have a guide that says, a family of 5 needs, X amount of gallons per, whatever. Is that, do I add in the, okay, he was talking about bleach to water ratio. Okay. All new 5-gallon buckets of foods. Jay Watt says all new 5-gallon buckets are food safe.
In other words, it's a non-toxic plastic.
Right. Because I
on Amazon, can't you buy the tablets for filtering water? Like it comes in a big pack. I think it's like $10, and you get like 100 or 200 tablets.
Because to me, it was just easier to do something like that, gunpowder that you're talking about, than getting your old, what do you call it, filter out every time you wanted to get a drink or every time you wanted to eat, or you know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like, because those are only what do you get on? What do you get on those? Like 1,000?
Something like that.
On the what do you call it, filters on the
the Brita water filters.
Life straw.
The Life Straw or the Britas, even the Brita on your faucet's only good for X amount of time. Yeah. But the Life Straw, the filters on the Life Straws are only good for 1,000 uses, right?
They have this neat thing. It looks like a big like Ziploc bag kinda, and this dude sat there. I think it was a dude. It might have been a different video with a woman. I don't know. Anyway, he went to like this muddy creek area and dipped this bag and filled it full of this nasty, dirty, muddy water and put a tablet in it. And it just kind of looks like nasty debris that just falls to the bottom of the bag. And it's got a section that you open up and you can drain it out. and then you put another tablet. I think it takes 3 tablets to the bag to make it crystal clear, purified water. And I was sitting there looking at that, and that's pretty cool because if you think about it, you end up running out of water or something, and you've got a creek or you have a pond or something as a water source. You can still go and use this bag in the nastiest looking filthy water and get good drinking water out of it.
Right.
Steve, Trevor Fillmore wants to know, Stevie, I was wondering, can I use a little bleach in my water catchment system for the garden?
And I typed in, do some research, but I don't think a little will hurt the plant.
Oh, I didn't see that you wrote. My bad. I must be on some kind of a fucking.
People water their gardens with city water all the time, and it looks like their gardens are doing just fine to me. In all city water, most city water has bleach and stuff in it.
Yeah, when you even when you're collecting rainwater and stuff, it'll sit there if you don't put at least a little bit of bleach in it, it'll start getting parasites, worms, and all sorts of stuff in it. And so collecting your rainwater, you just add a little bit of bleach to it. You can feed it to your livestock, you can water your garden, all of that, and it's still good water.
And look it up because it does not take much. I'm talking a few drops.
You guys have seen farm pigs and what they drink and how they. I mean, come on. I'm not worried.
Exactly.
I'll give them rainwater. They'll be fine with the rainwater because they're drinking their own. I'm not even going to get into it, but you know what I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah, we have a big 55-gallon barrel, and I think for that we use like a quarter of a cup of bleach, or maybe that's how much we use for like the big, huge tank.
What, the big plastic 250-gallon tote thing?
Yeah, the big white tank.
Yeah, it's a white tote. Yeah, it's about 275 or something, 300 gallons or something in there or something foolish or something like that.
Yeah, it's either the 55-gallon or the big one that we use a quarter cup of bleach to kind of. It also helps keep away algae and stuff like that from growing on the inside of it. So
mosquito larvae.
J Watt says. J Watt says water treatment is a huge rabbit hole.
It is.
It's positives, and everything has its positives and negatives. There is no one answer. Best practices are to chemically treat or boil after filtration.
If you want to
Gerald B., how the hell are you? Gerald says, I have an aspiring on my property that runs clear year round. Oh, spring. On his property that runs year round. That's
nice.
Well, it's nice. See, you're lucky.
Little chilly for taking a bath. Been there, done that.
But up here, Winging It wrote the big Berkey water filter, black filter and white filter, filters down to 5 microns. So, Winging It, I'm a stiff. Help me out. What's the 5 microns? Like what microns towards what is it? I never heard of microns.
Micron is tiny. That's the
I mean, I've heard of microns, but what are the germs? So it's the same micron I'm thinking about.
A living germ is measured in microns. They're tiny, teeny.
I've gotten sick, and then I watched my sister be sick, and she drank tap water from this town that I'm in. When we were kids, we were involved in football and all that, and she was a cheerleader, and she drank the water from this town that I'm in right now. But she did it about 40 years ago or more, and she was sicker than you can shake a stick at. And I vowed I don't drink tap water. I just won't do it.
I'm honestly surprised that me and a lot of my friends didn't get sick when we were kids, because we were drinking out of water hoses that sat in the yard for days.
Right.
Everything else.
To drink out of a creek that ran through farm fields and swamps and shit.
Well, Trevor Fillmore said Trevor Fillmore says my grandfather taught me that a horse won't drink contaminated water. If a horse will drink it, So can you.
Yeah, but who wants a drink after a spitty, slimy horse had his face in there? I used to see the horse trough. It was pretty nasty.
What's wrong with a little horse drool?
This life straw right here only does 200.
Hang on.
This life straw says it
Yeah.
only does 260 something gallons.
Really?
Yeah.
My life straw says, I swear to God, it says 1,000.
Might be a
Well,
Sawyer.
this one says 1,000 liters.
No,
1,000 liters.
no, mine doesn't say 1,000 liters. Mine says 1,000. It is a Sawyer, the one I have. Dish. I got the
Okay.
one that was you guys sent me years ago
Okay.
from when I won it.
Sawyer usually does more than the life straw.
Okay.
Add a horse to your preps, peeps. Prepping to endure. Hey, prep, no shit, right? Because you might. Hey, P2E, because you might get hungry and need it.
That and the horse could carry a lot of shit.
Yeah.
If you put the proper pack on it,
True
you can
that. True
stuff
that.
half a elk on a horse,
Hey, listen, they've been pulling wagons for how many years?
right?
Drink upstream of the horse. Good point.
Yeah.
Gerald B says drink upstream of the horse. Because, it's, and so,
This-
go ahead, Stevie.
This life straw is
Yep.
0.2 microns, which is smaller than 5. So this is better than that other filter.
Okay. See, again, I'm listen, I said at the top of this, if you guys weren't here, I said I am not, I know enough to keep alive for a bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But it's like
Trevor
riding-
said 1,000 liters is 250 gallons.
Yeah. Well, this says 264, but who's counting?
Who's counting the other 14? Jay Watts asking you, Stephen, 0.2 or 0.02?
No, 0.2. Sorry. 0.2.
And then Winging says typically each black Berkeley filter, say that 10 times fast,
Mhm.
element lasts 3,000 gallons
That's
or
awesome.
6,000 gallons for a pair.
Now, see, it would be good to use that to filter your bulk water into the big barrel. And then when you pull out the drinking water, then use a finer filter for the drinking water.
But Jay Watt's right. Even if I know it's a spring, I'm still going to boil it. Like if I'm out in the woods and I know it's a spring, guess what? I'm still boiling it. I don't care.
I got a lake across the street, but the lake has beaver in
Yeah, so I won't even touch it.
it. I can't drink that shit. That in old houses with old septic systems.
Yep.
Flow that direction.
Yep. He just made dishes night. I think Dish would rather be wrapped in fucking mayo than hear that.
No thanks. Sewage and beaver, no. Speaking of
Prep
sewage and
P2E
beaver,
said,
two girls
P2E
woke
says
up.
FEMA has some good info on the water stuff, which is probably,
Yeah,
But now the thing is, right, is like, so when we
FEMA.
would,
They make
but
their
we-
living off sick people.
and we were talking about it, and I said to him, I go, not for nothing. I go, barring the 72-hour, bug out bag, if you will, or whatever, prepping bag, if you will. I said, but you can also just prep for, if you wanted to say, okay, we're not going to have another pandemic, all right, fine. But
Don't
we all live in different parts of the country. We all have different weather. Some of us have the same weather.
Yeah.
Some of us have worse weather. Some of us get tornadoes. Some of us don't. Some of us get hurricanes. Some of us don't. Some of us get fucking blizzards up the wazoo.
Some of us get all of them.
Right. So some people might just prep for those situations.
Yeah.
And I try, like I said to my cousin, though, I go, If you're living in Kansas, you're pretty much just prepping for fucking tornadoes. Sorry, haven't seen much snow in Kansas, have you?
Right.
Like a blizzard? Come on. So you pretty much. I mean, when they name an alley Tornado Alley in Kansas,
Yeah.
come on, you know it's bad,
It's kind of
So-
funny. It's right next to the Bible Belt. Go figure.
right? But the thing is that me prepping for a blizzard is different than somebody that lives in Kansas prepping for a tornado, because I'm not losing my house in a blizzard. I don't live on the ocean.
All right.
The wind would have to blow 300 miles an hour to knock my house over. Not going to happen.
Well,
So therefore,
a collapsed roof is a possibility.
correct.
But it's preventable if you get out there in the blizzard and start
Correct.
cleaning it off.
Right. I understand what you're saying.
Then you got all the water you can drink.
But, well, that was my other point. But a tornado, usually when they get hit down in Kansas, and that whole area, you're losing your house.
Yeah, and your prepped, stocked up toilet paper goes right along with it.
So now you have to bug out. So now you have to have a bug out place to go,
Yeah.
right? And so you might have way more preps than anybody else, because a tornado, you're not going to, even if it doesn't like take your house and put it down, 4 blocks away, it could do it to where, the repairs to your home aren't going to get done for, a month and a half or whatever. You know what I mean?
And there's also a big difference in between the way us up north in near the woods people prep than some dude out in Nevada with no water to be had.
Exactly.
Other than cactus and those kind of sources.
Right, because you're in Arizona, you don't have to worry about a snowstorm unless you're on top of the mountain in a Flagstaff somewhere. But basically, if you're in the fucking, if you're in Sedona, Arizona, you're not worrying about a fucking blizzard.
Yeah, but it does get cold, real cold.
Or a hurricane, right? Yeah. You might be worried about a sandstorm, whatever. But so it's all different. It's all regional. It's whatever you're getting. J Watt says filters that go down to 0.2 microns work on. I'm going to screw this word up. Cryptosporidium. Cryptosporidium and Giardia. Giardia, thank you.
Giardia, yep.
That's everybody knows what Giardia is. As well as some bacteria you need to chemically treat or boil after your filtration to kill viruses. But what do I know? I'm with you. I said if I had a spring, J-Watt, and I know it's a mountain spring, I'm still going to boil the fucking thing.
Yep.
The only water that I won't is river water in the winter or spring that I know it's, melt off or whatever. I says, and then I don't
Beavers swim in the water.
Not like when I had the cup of coffee, when I had the
Oh, you talking
the drink with the moose that day?
Yeah.
That was there was no beaver dam within 10 miles from that fucking place.
Right on. Well, there's a difference between a spring-fed creek zipping through the woods than there is a river.
Correct.
Because actually, I go down, dip out of the Detroit River, and I got fuel. That shit burns, man. That's good stuff.
I forget the name of the show. It was a while back, and it was long before a bunch of the Survivor shows came on. Even before Dish's boyfriend there, Bear Grylls. Anyways, they had like this. If it was an apocalypse, blah, 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 right? So they got all these people in this building, and they were showing the kid stole. He was stealing charcoal. He was stealing this, stealing that. You know what he did? They made a filtration system with charcoal and sand. And I'm gonna screw it up, so don't take this for fucking verbatim. Started with sand, layer of sand, layer of charcoal, layer of sand, layer of charcoal, layer of sand. Yeah, it ended. Yeah, because it ended in sand. They put their water in it.
Yep.
Obviously, putting a container underneath it to catch the good water, and they say that is like nature's filtration system.
Yeah. Well, that's what filters your water when it goes into your well, is the ground.
Chemically treating. Yeah, that word.
Those two big words.
Giardia is not considered effective with currently available chemicals. Any 0.2 microfilter will work on that. Okay.
So in that particular case, the filter's better than the pills or bleach.
The
Yep.
pills, yeah, I was going to say, so the filter, you don't need the tablet or whatever for the
big
for
words.
the yeah, they just got to me.
Cryptosporidium.
Yeah.
Yeah, that word.
Well, see, you know what it is? I saw crypto and I got all excited thinking about bird dog. So
Bird dog.
and iridium.
yeah, and iridium. I still I follow him on Facebook and on YouTube still.
He's pumping out the
Iridium.
goods still.
242. But yeah, so we had this long conversation, guys, and it was. My thing is, there is no wrong, unless you get into like what Stevie said about his guns. In my opinion, there is no wrong prep then, because unless it's like when Stevie was mentioning his guns, right? Unless all he owned was a shotgun, well, that's what he has to bring.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, but he's not going to bring his 10 millimeter AR to shoot a fucking squirrel.
Ooh, I wish I had one of them though. I don't even know if they make one yet.
Okay, you know he's gonna
right.
He's gonna bring a 22 or a 17 HMR. He's gonna bring a small caliber type for the game, for that small game. And if he has large game, he'll bring a large caliber with him.
That's
Right.
exactly why I bought that Kel-Tec,
Okay,
the 22 Magnum pistol.
Mikey, just double tread your water. Filter, boil chemicals: iodine, chlorine, chlorine dioxide. Yeah, I just
Don't cheap out on the cleaning your water.
no. Listen. I'm not.
You
Trust
cheap
me.
out on
I'm
cleaning your water, and your toilet paper supply is going to dwindle down quick.
yeah. I'm not even worried about that. I'd rather have come out that end than the other end. I'll tell you that.
Yes, definitely.
There's nothing worse than puking. I'm sorry.
Some of
guys.
those bugs,
I'm
you
sorry.
got
I'm
it
a
coming out
pussy.
the top and the bottom. You can't help it.
I am the
And
world's.
then you're starving, dehydrated, you're dead.
I'm the world's biggest baby when it comes to vomiting.
You
Sorry.
can't be. I've got to be the biggest baby in the world.
No, I'm telling you. Ask
it's
my
not
wife.
gonna
She'll tell
yeah.
you.
I'm like, I can be by the toilet. I'm like, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna.
I don't want to be touched. I don't want to be touched. Don't be rubbing my back, rubbing my head, but don't leave me alone either.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Give me a Coke, put it on the counter, and just leave me be.
Yep.
Winging it says, but
And
Steve.
keep flushing with my eyes closed so I can't see what I just
That's
did.
what I do. Too.
You're right,
I
Winging
knew
it. He
I'd
does
like
it with
to.
308.
I
Never
can't
look,
see it.
because that'd make you barf again.
Yep.
Just keep flushing. It'll go away. And those people that puke in the sink, I hex you. I
Yeah,
catch you
you
all day
both.
long. That's
Yeah,
so
because it's
good.
gonna clog.
Disgusting.
Oh,
But you
boy.
know, but with the right selection of shotgun ammo, you can hunt anything from small game to big moose and bears.
Right.
You're right, because you can get you are Joby. You're right.
The
I'm
only thing
sorry.
about
Circle back to this puking in the sink.
No,
Y'all
I
have
don't want to talk about
toilets
puking
that
in the
are
sink.
that close to the sink. Lucky bastards. I got a trash can. That's all I got.
No, but I just I just
hey, buddy, what's up?
what's up, Ohio? Good to have you as always. I just think that first of all, again, I don't want that jihad or whatever the fuck you call it. But yeah, no, there's nothing worse than being sick by yourself. Sorry, it's just me. Though here's how bad it is. Here's how bad it is for me. Okay, once I puke, I'm all done because usually I won't stop. I will force myself until nothing comes out of me. Then by that time, I've already fucking hurt every muscle in my fucking abdomen.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Plus you
and
lost your tennis shoes because they just came out and went
exactly. So by then,
Stop.
the
This is getting woozy.
the rest of the day, I'm all done. Trevor Fillmore said, "Hey, Trevor Fillmore says only wrong prep is to not prep at all." He says his sister and sister-in-law are the people that live with 3 to 4 days of food in the house, and they think they're coming here if they're coming here if something happens.
Well, that's what the other guns are for.
Right? G Trap, yeah, my friend. Always a pleasure to see you. Hey, all caught some trout today. Country boy will survive. Right on, G Trapper. Enjoy eating them. He said he'd take the J Watt. I mean, J Watt. Trevor says he'd take the kids, but the others are on their own.
Right.
Absolutely right. If you're gonna fail to prep, I'll
Well,
take your kids because they couldn't help it. But adults, you're on your own.
well, that's the other thing, right? So, you're prepping for your family, right?
Well, what you do is you get the kids in the house and send the parents out for more firewood, and then you lock the door.
But if you think about it, let's say it's long term, right? Because on the short term, you're really not going to have to worry about it, right? But in long term, you know what comes back with a long term, having a prep for long term, or like if something happens, like a pandemic or something like that. You know what comes back immediately? Bartering.
Yep.
Think about it. you like
Absolutely.
because he just said, I'm taking the kids, not the parents, right? But you're gonna bump into somebody who's gonna need something, right? So now all of a sudden you have to become a fucking used car dealership and just start fucking lying to people and saying, I'll give you this for that, this for this for that. That's, you know what I mean?
That's why I keep stocking up on booze. I know there's somebody out there that likes vodka and cheap whiskey. I'll sit there and barter my cheap whiskey and vodka any day.
Whoa.
Moonshine, you better have some really good stuff to barter for if you want moonshine.
Well, you use that to run your car on.
I'm just going to trade my super high powered 9mm lung blower outers to
Yeah.
Mikey for some food.
There you go.
But
No, but think about it, and also think about people don't understand, right? I was when I was talking with my cousin too. I said to him, I go, not for nothing. I go, I'm this guy that I take a pill. I don't know, pretty much every day, right? Well, for 2 pills every day for different ailments I got. Okay. My wife, when I hurt my leg, somehow or another, I wound up with like 5 bottles of fucking Percocet, oxycodone, which is Percocet, right? I got 5 fucking bottles of that, so I put it all in one bottle. And she's like, "What are you going to do with that?" I go, "Keep it."
Wink.
She goes, why?
You might want to watch out
I go,
adding
I go,
that
honey.
stuff to bottles.
I go, honey. She goes, what? I go, one, if I need money that bad. I go, two, this coming winter, if something happens and, you know, I'm hurting or you're hurting or whatever, and, you know, now I'm not spending, you know, a $50 fucking copay to go to an emergency room and sit there for 4 hours, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours for them to tell me that whatever. I says, now, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I go, the other thing is that shit hits the fan. Now I have meds.
And the thing is, Gunpowder Beauty was more right than you know. It's one thing we can take away from COVID and all the lockdowns. What was the one thing they kept open? Frickin' liquor stores.
Yeah.
That's because most liquor stores are ran by the state, and they get money from the state.
Well, different states, not mine. New Hampshire has state liquor stores because you can't buy booze in a convenience store.
Did you
In
see that?
Massachusetts, you can.
See that idiot from Rhode Island screaming?
I've been watching news.
He was screaming about, "Don't give me this constitutional rights bullshit. I don't care about your rights." This is a sitting representative of this country
Wow.
saying that he's ready to forego your First, Second, Fourth, and like Fifth Amendments.
Okay, so you do realize Rhode Island's the smallest state in the union. They also have the smallest fucking brains. So take it at, you know what I mean?
Well, I'm just saying.
Take it at face value.
He's
He's a sitting representative, and he took an oath to the Constitution, and he's going to tell people that your constitutional rights are bullshit.
right.
Dishes midstream tip of the night. Always carry treble hooks and some fishing line. Dual purpose. Catch something to eat or keep looky-loos away when hung off a branch.
Oh yeah, man! Can you imagine walk into a line of treble hooks at like 3:00 in the morning between two trees?
Oh.
Ouch.
Looky, balls and eyeballs on a hooky.
And then, of course, that's going to wake you up. And then what are they going to do? Run with all that shit hooked to them?
Oh.
No, but you are right though. I mean, gunpowder's right. You need, you know, you're gonna have booze there or whatever. But you take a guy like me. Guess what I'm gonna need if I have to go anywhere? It doesn't matter. 72 hours, week, whatever. I gotta stock up on those.
All right.
You know what?
And
Mike?
I'm not even joking.
But booze is not just for drinking. You can use it for antiseptic. all that
Antiseptic,
stuff.
right?
Fuel for a stove. Alcohol stove.
Sorry, I'm in a rocking chair. It just out on the front porch.
I'm jealous.
That and your echo are making me seasick.
The echo again?
Yes.
Damn it.
It's
Let's
trying to shut off, but it's too slow.
Let's see. Settings.
I love it when it's somebody else and not me.
Right?
I'm such an asshole. That's like passing the buck. So what? Jay, what would it be me if I didn't?
Forget about it.
Forget about it, kid. Listen.
Okay. What about now?
No, you're good.
Somebody has to talk.
I didn't hear it before.
I
Just
think it's
say
gone.
something.
I'm not really sure, but I don't hear it anymore, so it must be gone.
Cool.
Dish
I
has
don't know
plenty
what's
of
going on with
tips
the
for
lighting
backside
thing.
this
My
here thing.
camera's like,
Yeah,
get
your
close.
lighting is weird.
Hey,
if I get
Stevie.
close and like touch it.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Jay Watt. Hey, Jay Watt. Jay Watt says, Stevie. Jay Watt says, Dish has plenty of tips for the backside of this here lake survival. No, but you know, I don't know. That's just how the conversation was going. And
Speaking of tips, when me and Steve went out to eat all those times, he always paid for it every time. I said, at least let me put the tip in. and I met so many nice waitresses. Let me tell you.
I thought you was going to tell our dark secret. Scared me.
He gets
time when
he
it
gets
was
scared
the-
anytime
the
I bring
tip?
anything up about us hanging out together, doesn't he?
I love you, Johnny Cakes.
You remember that one time when
what
we
was
were?
the ad I saw today? What was
What
the
was
ad
that?
I saw today? I'm into you. Wait a minute. No, I quit you. How did it go? Some guy's got wrapping his arms around another guy, and he says something about, "I don't want to quit you. I don't want. I don't know how the fuck went.
I wish I could quit you.
Yeah. And I go, that's gonna be from that fucking movie, ain't it? And my wife
Yep.
says, yeah, I think it is.
Yep. Something about a mountain.
Brokeback Mountain.
Brokeback Mountain.
You had to say it out loud.
Did you ever see what do you call it? I think it was from The Sopranos. I love you, Johnny Cakes. When what's his name was having an affair with the fireman from Peterborough, New Hampshire.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It is Pride Month, so it's okay to talk about it.
I don't care. Talk about anything you want.
It's
That shit don't bother me.
you know what? What bothers me? Nothing about it bothers me except for one thing. It's all these major corporations and companies. It's not. They don't give a shit about Pride Week or Pride Month. It's
It's money making.
marketing to somebody else month
Of
for
course
them.
it is, dude.
Let's put a rainbow flag on our label this month.
Well, look at Peacock right now. Look what they're offering for fucking movies. In order to repeal the Second Amendment, it would take 3/4 of the Congress and 3/4 of the Senate, exactly. But that's never going to happen, winging it. That's why they can't.
Read
They
what
can.
I
They
wrote
can.
under that.
They can want to change all the amendments they want. Okay, it's not going to happen.
Well, see, that's the thing, though. And they want it, and everyone's talking about term limits. And the only way to change term limits really is to have what's it called? What is it? The Convention of States. And everybody wants to do this Convention of States, but they don't realize how dangerous that is. Once
Right.
you open up a Convention of States, you open up the entire Bill of Rights to be changed in
Yep.
every amendment.
Yep. Tricky, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, let's change term limits. Great idea. And while we're in there, let's get rid of the Second Amendment. You know?
Oh, they're just chomping at the bit now. I gotta hide all my lung blower outer bullets.
Yeah. Now, you know what, though? I tell you what, everyone says that Joe Biden can't do any more executive orders. I keep watching all these YouTube videos, and they're like, you can't do any more executive orders. You know? You can't do any more. There's nothing else you can do. It's all up to Congress now. Bullshit. People forget that we don't get all of our ammunition from the United States. He could ban imports from
Well, the price
Ukraine,
already-
Uruguay,
yeah,
Romania.
the
If he
price
starts
already-
banning any imports from Romania, there goes your Wasser 10s. There goes your 7.62. There goes more 9mm.
Yep.
You know, he just ban imports. If he just bans imports through executive order. I tweeted to him today.
I still don't think. I still don't think an executive order. I still think an executive order can be. If I'm not wrong, which I might be, but an executive, because as a matter of fact, I know I'm right. One of the executive orders that Trump tried didn't go through because they fucking voted. They said, fuck you, it ain't gonna work. And they Congress did some fucking vote or something and said, nope, we can. The Congress can override an executive order. Basically,
At
is
a
what I'm
certain
saying.
level, yes. But
So-
if he would do executive level, they don't have the votes to override it right now. Maybe after the midterms they would.
Yeah, because we don't own the house. Exactly. I mean, we don't own the. We don't know. Right. We don't have the. Yes.
And the only thing about executive orders is the next president comes in can wipe them all out. But they rarely ever do that, except for Joe Biden. He came in and wiped out all of Trump's.
Yeah. Well, Trump. Well, yeah, but didn't Trump? I think Trump wiped out some Obama's too, right?
Some. He could have wiped a lot more out, but he
So,
didn't.
I mean, they all do it, so it's not like.
Right.
know.
Well, they don't all do it. Some of them. I don't think George Bush overrode a whole lot of Clinton
For,
stuff.
for instance, I want
He
the
did all right, did he?
I want the new Massachusetts governor because our governor not seeking re-election, And I want whoever's elected to relook and get rid of the law that created a bunch of the gun law that created a bunch of issues, and go back to being a shell 2 state. You know, but we'll see what happens there.
I don't
know
have
what,
I don't have the chat, so whatever you guys are laughing your ass off at, you got to let me know.
Well, let me see. It's probably going to be from Jay Watts. So let me read it. Jay Watts says, "I don't know what she has planned for the next video, but given how long it's taking to film and edit, I know it's going to be epic." Oh, by the way, this weekend is our open water free fishing weekend. Oh, is it really,
Sweet.
Jezzo? Maine has a weekend set aside. No license needed. You can fish all weekend with no license.
You don't need a license in Ohio to fish unless you get caught.
You know, in Louisiana, they got a cool rule. You do not need a license to fish if you don't keep any fish. Like if you just want to go dicking around,
Yeah.
If you just want to do
you
catch and
don't need
release.
a license.
Insight Freedom, how the hell are you?
Hey, Insight.
Hey, Insight.
I mean,
The problem with that is
I've only
that
bought a fishing license in Ohio about 4 times in my life, because normally I fish at private ponds and stuff like that.
the problem with fishing, with saying, okay, I'm going to just do catch and release.
That's the minute you catch
I
that
mean-
fucking like 35-inch largemouth bass that weighs 12 pounds.
Exactly, that's going on your wall or whatever. And, I mean, today you can take dimensions. You know, you can measure out your fish, take the girth of it and all that, the length and all that. You know, the length of the fins, do everything real quick, get it back in the water. You can go to any taxidermist to make you just do a replica of the fucking thing. So
Girth and length. I thought you was talking about something else.
I didn't say my beast.
You can make a replica of that too.
You had me at girth, but once you start talking about length, you lost me.
Okay, beer can.
4 inches is wide enough for any woman.
Smash it, brother. Smash it.
I'm not even going to read it. My name's in it. I'm not going to pay attention to it. As of June 1st, 2022, President Joe Biden had signed 90 executive orders.
World record. That's almost like a dictator.
All right, so what did I miss in the news? Was that the one that his last one that he did was with the guns?
I don't know if he did anything with the guns yet. He's
No.
talking about doing stuff, but
He's talking about gun shit he has no clue about. I talked to a doctor and they say a 22 can lodge in the lung and be taken out and a life saved, but a 9mm will blow the lungs right out of a body.
a high powered 9mm.
But you know what's funny? More people die of 22 long rifle shots than any other bullet. People.
Yeah, because more people have 22s.
Well, not only that, is the bullet goes in and just goes in like a snake.
Yeah, I know it does. Yeah,
Surgeons say they hate 22 caliber wounds.
Plus, a
yeah,
lot
because
of
it
times,
bounce off the rib.
a lot of times in it fragments and there's just pieces everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what though? Okay, whatever. I'm a sick individual, but I just hate when they just talk about all you need is a shotgun. All you need is a shotgun. There's no need for this. I just want somebody to go in some place and just. No, I don't. I really don't. I don't want to say that, but man, I wish they would just.
Try it one time.
I just wish that they would just educate themselves on how much damage a 12-gauge shotgun would do. Like if someone did walk into a grocery store or an office building or a school. You know, like I said, I don't want to say I want to see that. I just
Right. Well, the thing is,
Oh my God, the
Biden
AR-15 is so evil, blah blah blah. But how about if somebody walked in with a fucking 30-40 Craig?
yeah.
You would talk about destruction.
Hmm.
Or what's that gun you have? It takes the 7.62 by 54.
Oh, I lost that in a boat accident.
Well,
No, 7.62 by 45.
45. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it looks just like a little bigger than an AK.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would put a smackdown on you for sure. But when Biden said that a long time, all you need is a shotgun if somebody's breaking in. You walk out on your balcony and shoot one in the air. That just broke all kinds of city ordinances and a bunch of other shit.
Please tell me he was talking tongue in cheek when he said that.
Oh no.
Because I'll give people the benefit of the doubt. It's just like well, it's just like Trump saying, go swallow some fucking Lysol, right? So he said that tongue in cheek. So I got to give the benefit of the doubt. Was he
No, he was
hustling around with a reporter when he said it, or
no, he was sitting at a table. With another, like with an interviewer guy, and they were both facing the camera, and they were answering questions like online.
Oh, so it's just a straight interview type
thing. And somebody asked a question, and he's like, listen. He looks right at the camera. He's like, you don't need all this for self-defense. No one needs an AR-15. It shoots 30 magazines in a clip. Because he does. Come on, man. Come on. All you need to defend yourself is a good double-barrel shotgun. And if you hear somebody outside, you go out on the porch and you shoot off a round in the air, boom, and I guarantee that they'll run away.
Yeah.
That's about what he said.
Hey.
So he committed like 3 felonies,
Pinasca said that was when he was back as the vice president.
Yeah, he was the vice president.
Pinasca's had a lie about
freedom about how wicked shotguns are.
Oh yeah, they made trench guns, short barrels, short barrel shotguns illegal in World War One. Mike, if you want me to, I'll cool it with the McKell. No, I like the McKell. I like it. Let it ride, bro. I like it.
I like it a lot.
I have no problem with that whatsoever, my brother. Zero.
Trying to think what else is
Gerald B said, but what's funny is if he wants to ban 22s as well as the 5.56, it's just a 22 cal. That's right. You try to explain this to people, right? Oh, those AR bullets. Isn't it an AR 223 and a 5.56, which is a 22 to begin with?
It's a 22, yeah.
I shoot my grandfather's 22 in the backyard up at the farm. Okay, that's an AR round. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is. And now it's just a pissing contest.
Here you go. I got some more news for you. Did you guys hear about the mass shooting in Tulsa? In Tulsa, Oklahoma?
No.
Yeah, a guy went into the hospital. Check this out. I want to lay this whole thing out for you. This guy had back surgery, and the next day he was in excruciating pain, and he calls the doctor, and they don't do anything for him. So a couple of days later, he calls the doctor and goes in, sees the doctor. Doctor doesn't do anything for him. He keeps complaining, excruciating pain, blah, blah, blah. I understand, back surgery, you're going to be in pain for a while, but he thought something was really wrong, that this doctor messed him up. So another week goes by. He goes and he buys a Smith & Wesson 40 caliber pistol, and legally, but do a background check. Got a background check legally. Goes to the doctor, doesn't do anything for him again. A couple of days goes by. Same week, he goes back to the store, buys an AR-15. Another background check. That same day that he bought the AR, he goes back to the hospital, walks in, opens fire, kills the doctor and a few nurses, and then turns a gun on himself. 5 people dead, including the shooter. The doctor was black. Twitter exploded because it actually happened on the anniversary of the Black Wall Street Massacre. Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is, Mikey?
No. I can
Okay.
only imagine.
Like back in like 1929 or some shit like this in Tulsa, Oklahoma, there was a lot of black
Yeah,
people. It was called Black. It was called Black Wall Street. It was a very predominant area that was mostly black, and there was a massacre that happened there, killed a bunch of black people, like I think up in the hundreds. I think I'm
Really?
not positive. Yeah. So Twitter is going crazy about black doctor shot on the anniversary of the Black Wall Street
Oh,
massacre.
Jesus
Blah
Christ.
blah 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 blah. White supremacy is a problem in this country. We have to end white supremacy. Hey, guess what color the shooter was?
Black.
Black. Guess what story dropped from the newsreel instantly? Yeah.
I had a boss that fight a black guy on fucking Martin Luther King Day, though.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's just so ironic.
You can't fire me. What? You can't fire me. First of all, he's a temp. So, I mean, technically he didn't work for us. He worked for a contractor. And so my boss says, and that kid was always out on Mondays, you know? What the fuck? And so my boss said, talked to him and told him, there's going to be a problem. Oh, we don't have Martin Luther King Day off. And apparently he thought he did.
I remember years
I
ago.
said, you just
for somebody-
fired. I told my boss, I goes, you just fired a black man on Martin Luther King Day. You, my friend, are going straight to hell.
Dude,
He,
the company I used to work for, it was up to you if you wanted to work it or not. And, you know,
like a floater. You could take it as a floater.
yeah, but if you didn't, if you came in and worked it like me, it was holiday pay. It was like
Right.
double time and a half.
Yeah,
Nice.
But back to the whole thing, you know, so all these people were going nuts over Twitter about this white supremacy and stuff. And then, you know, the shooter was black and the mainstream media totally drops this story. CNN was all over it for like 25 minutes, you know, and then it straight back to the Texas shooting and the Buffalo shooting.
Oof.
I mean, it's terrible, obviously, right? I mean, Jesus Christ, who likes them?
Oh, it's horrible.
But-
I mean,
But
every single one of them are
it's a
horrible.
horrible thing. But I'm going to be totally honest with you. And it's not even because I like guns. I was just talking to my neighbor today about this and a friend of mine. When, and it had nothing to do with guns, when are people going to stand up on their own 2 feet and take responsibility for their actions and stop blaming everything else around you? Stop blaming, well, I grew up in a broken home and that. Guess what? So did
As
I.
long as, Mikey,
So
as
did
long as
I,
we have,
and I
as
ain't
long as
out
we
kill-
have Democrats,
I
as
am
long as
not
we have
out shooting
Democrats in this
people in the
country,
face.
it's never going away.
Okay, I'm not out shooting people. I'm not out killing people. I'm not taking kids out at an elementary school. I'm not doing any of that shit. So I don't want to hear you. I had to come from a broken home. Listen, yep, it sucks. Get over it. Keep walking. Why can't people just? I don't get it. I'll never understand. Here's all I'll never understand. They'll blame the gun, not the person that squeezes the trigger, okay? They'll blame the gun. It's the gun's fault the guy's dead. Not the guy that pulled the trigger. It's the gun's fault the guy's dead. How come when all the stabbings occur, it's never the knife's fault?
Exactly.
Or when the car runs over a bunch of people, it's not the car's fault.
Right.
Right. When it's a drunk driving, right? There's only 2 faults. Well, now they get you for 2 faults, right? They get the bartender and they get the driver. It's not the car that can do 240 miles an hour. It's a vet or something, you know.
Well,
It's right.
And then Joe Biden says he wants to get rid of immunity for gun companies. That he's like, you know, they're the only companies or manufacturers that can't be sued for their product or whatever. It's like bullshit. SIG's
And
been
that's
sued
not gonna
over and over
happen.
again. SIG's
not
been
gonna
sued
happen. You
over and
know
over
why?
again. Smith & Wesson's been sued. Raven's been sued. Lawson's been sued. All those Ring of Fire places were sued.
Yeah, but they're not being sued in wrongful death suits.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Are you sure?
That's why.
Because I
That's why
thought I
you
read
have
they were being sued for.
That's why you have the Phoenix Arms has 4 fucking safeties on the goddamn thing. You know?
Well, I was going to say because you can't sue the cigarette companies anymore.
Well, you know, you
Like
can't sue fucking pharmaceutical companies anymore, hardly either, can you?
Well, here's my
Any,
thing. Here's my
anybody
thing.
who ain't got that vaccine, if that thing puts boils on your ass and a third brain coming out the back of your neck, you know,
With the exception of that, okay. With the exception of
they're
that,
totally anybody that made the vaccine is totally immune from
okay,
100% immune from lawsuits.
listen.
Yeah, that was some crazy shit, in my opinion.
With the exception of that, okay. All right. I break my elbow. All right. They send me out the door with a script of Percocet. It's my choice whether I want to take the Percocet or not.
Absolutely.
Okay. So if something happens, is it the pharmaceutical company's fault or
Well,
mine?
no, like this, Mikey. If they say, "Hey, Mike, you're losing your vision. You have absolutely have to take these pills every day of your life
Yes.
in
That's
order
different.
to keep in order to keep your vision." So you
Right.
start taking them, and then 10 years from now,
I
we
grow a
realize, guess
unicorn in
what?
my head.
Those fucking pills gave you brain cancer.
Right.
Oh, sorry, that's the risk you take. You know.
But because you can't, I think they stopped it because you can't sue the cigarette companies anymore. I think Philip Morrison was the last cigarette company sued, and they stopped it.
Well, see, and the reason that with the tobacco companies is they knew that shit was dangerous, and they
And they
marketed
hid
it not to be.
Yeah, they hid it.
They said it was safe, just like the pharmaceutical company. That's why they don't make. Well, I guess they still make it, but under a different name. The company that used to make OxyContin,
Yeah.
they lied, said it was non-addictive and all this shit.
Yeah. Well,
Look what happened to this country. And then they got sued and they lost a bunch of money. And they filed bankruptcy, so they didn't have to pay that money. And then they opened a new company under a different name and started making fucking OxyContin again.
Well, the other problem too is that they
It's their
use.
biggest seller.
Huh?
It's their biggest seller. The street value on that shit is outrageous.
It's like $40 a pill. At least that's what I'm getting for it.
Well, my thing is that my thing is it's like they always push the drugs to begin with, anyways. You know. I told you this last week. They gave me morphine when I broke my elbow. I didn't ask for that. I didn't even want
Listen,
it. Didn't
Mikey,
even want it.
let me ask you a question. Did they give you the little chart with the smiley faces on it and stuff? From a 1 to 10, where's your pain level?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah. You know who invented that scale? The
Wow.
company that made OxyContin. And they invented that scale to tell how many milligrams of OxyContin the doctor should prescribe you. If
Well-
you were like 1 through 4, you got 10 milligrams. You know, if you were 5 through 7, you got 20 milligrams.
Well,
Then you
mine
got
was
7, 8, and 9, 10. You got like 80
mine was a
milligrams.
7. Mine
night
was a 7.
HRM. Sleep great.
HRM, it's always a pleasure to see you. Enjoy your night.
But that scale was invented by the same company that's
Well,
made
my
OxyContin.
point is that with my case, anyways, and I asked around because this is how upset I was. I called my own doctor this week, and I asked him because it bothers me that you can put something in my body and not tell me because I didn't have my wife and or my daughter. Nobody was with me. I'm by myself.
Well, don't
You
fall
know.
asleep in the woods with Steven. You won't have stuff put in your body.
No, you know it's just not. It's not right.
You're right. Absolutely.
You know, not that I'm one of these people that say
How
that
did
refuse
they know?
treatment.
How did they know that you weren't a recovering drug addict?
Well, that was my other point. I asked my doctor. I go. I asked him that same, and I go, dude, what if I'm a recovering addict? Like I just, you know,
Just
I said,
quit.
I go, because I know a lot of addicts, it's tough when they have an operation. They first get the drug to take the initial pain away, but then,
They
so
get
what they
hooked
do
on it.
now is, no, yeah, because what they offer now,
And then the doctors
not that
cut them off.
my daughter's not a drug addict, but they have this drug called naproxen, and it's sort of like
high-powered ibuprofen.
no, it's a high powered
It's a leave.
yes, but Aleve not ibuprofen because I take Aleve.
Well, it's a
500 milligram pill of Aleve, really is what it is.
Yeah.
And a lot of addicts use that.
Well, the thing is, though, people get addicted to Oxycontin, Percocet, shit like that, Vicodin, and then the doctors take them off of it, and they get dope sick, and they can't be without it, so they go try to buy it or whatever, or they steal for it or whatever, and then they end up doing fucking heroin and fentanyl and shit like that, and getting hooked on that shit, and then they want to fix it with giving you Suboxone, which is just another fucking drug to get you hooked on, But they're treating your heroin addiction with Suboxone. But if you don't have Suboxone, you can fucking go through the withdrawals too.
Right.
It's just a fucking.
Well,
it's just
it's sad.
It's just a big circle.
Listen, it's sad. I've seen the people on Suboxones, and they try to get off of one, they put them on another, but they have to. Unfortunately, they have to give them a drug because if they don't, they're going to die. That's just the way it is.
Not really.
Steve, trust me when I tell you this. The vast majority of drug addicts that need their stuff to survive. Okay, I'm not talking about the recreational user. Okay, I'm talking about the person who needs it to survive. Okay, if they don't have a thing like a Suboxone or something, in other words, there is no such thing as cold or being that deep into being an IV drug user and then just walking away saying I can quit without any help. You will die.
Well, I'm going to
Trust me.
disagree. I'm going to disagree with you
Okay.
because I've seen people they come to jail after years of heroin abuse.
Yep.
And guess what? They get cut off immediately. Now they wish they were dead and they feel like they're dying, but they don't die. The only drug that will kill you with withdrawals is alcohol.
It must be a state thing because you know what? The IV drug users here in Mass, they get some kind of quote unquote supplement, if you will, to keep them from not having an issue.
We cut their shit straight off, man. We give them like Phenergan. They get like Phenergan and Benadryl and some other drug to try to cope with the upset stomach and the dizziness and the sickness.
So they're getting something,
but they're not getting narcotics.
But they're
not getting Suboxone, Steve. But they're getting something.
They're getting Phenergan and Benadryl.
Right.
But that is for the benefit of the state, so they don't have to deal with the sick person in the cell. It's not.
And they get that for about 2 weeks, and they get weaned off of it, and then nothing. And then they're like, "Man, I'm doing good. I'm doing good." Blah blah blah. They go to court. The court lets them out, and then the next day we go, "Hey, did you hear about such and such? No, what happened? Oh, he got out yesterday and went and overdosed. Now he's dead."
Well, yeah.
Every week it happens.
Right. So why did it happen?
They get clean in jail. And then they promise you'll never see me here again. Yeah, because you're going to go fucking overdose and die. That's why I'll never see you here again.
Read what Gerald B. wrote. One comment up from this little shorty. Scroll up one Gerald B. comment.
I don't know. I don't see it.
He says Canada stops all handgun sales, then turns around and lets people legally have heroin and fentanyl.
Oh yeah, that was Trudeau's new thing. No handguns in Canada now.
Now that shows you right there. The drugs kill far more people than handguns do.
Of course I do.
Do they really care about you and your safety?
No, because they're not making money on the.
I can tell it, Steve.
Drug.
I can tell you that they don't care about your safety when you get a fucking speeding ticket from a motorcycle cop.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
Or I'm sorry, not a speeding ticket, but a seatbelt ticket. I'm sorry.
It's a
Yeah,
it's a
from a
fucking
motorcycle.
yeah. It's a money grab for that city/state.
Yeah.
That's all it is. You know,
It's all about the money.
that's all it is. I yelled at a fucking state cop one day. You know, I said to him, why did you stop me and not them? He goes, because I stopped you. I says, well, shame on you. He says, excuse me, young man? I go, shame on you. He says, why? I says, I'm in a car. I go, that trailer truck just went by in the fucking speed lane. State of Massachusetts says you can't do that. I says, that's like a $700-something fine for him being in that lane. You're only going to get $50 off me. You lost 7 bills. Shame on you. And he got fucking pissed. He was bullshit.
There,
Who are you
Mikey.
to talk to me like that?
There
Who
you
are
go,
to talk
Mikey.
to
There's
me
my
like that?
there's my blue light to support the blue, man.
There you
The
go.
ones that like to give you speeding tickets and shit.
No, I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
Right.
Listen. I only give cops shit to give me shit first, and it's like Jay Watt. If Jay Watt never broke my balls again, do you really think I'd break his balls? No, I wouldn't, because that's not how I roll. Last week I felt guilty as all hell, because I broke Dish's cannolis, when Dish really never breaks my balls, like, ever, except for that, that video
One
she
time in
did with
band camp.
the video she did with her evil twin from fucking North Carolina.
My evil twin.
that she forgot she did, but I didn't forget she did it. But okay, but Dish has never broken my balls. So my thing is that if I get pulled over and you're breaking my balls, fuck you, I'm gonna bring them right back. Just how I am. Gear grinder 19. How the hell are you? Prepping for both short and long term. No question
You
about
know,
it. There you go.
this shooting in Texas and these cops that didn't go in from orders from the guy or whatever. And you got a lot of people that will always give cops the benefit of the doubt every time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of people will give the cops the benefit of the doubt. So there were so many lies coming out of this thing when it first was being reported.
Mm-hmm.
That there was a school resource officer that engaged him, and then that there was this going on, and there was 2 officers engaged him in the school and all this other stuff, and it was all none of that happened. And then it turns out that the commander made the decision because he didn't think it was an active shooter situation anymore. He thought it was a barricade situation. So they waited outside. They waited outside for 70 minutes, right? So then all the police hate starts happening, which is understandable.
My thing is this.
So, but hang on. So this is on like 24/7, right? On the news thing. And at work, we have a TV that just scrolls constantly, right? And I will tell you, every single guy that I work with comes in and shakes their head and goes, what a bunch of fucking pussies. What a bunch of fucking just fucking, just like, I don't, they're like, when, just not saying that they would be any better or do any better or anything like that, but a lot of police are just disgraced by these guys' action. Now,
because they sat there and didn't do anything while innocent kids were being slaughtered.
Okay, but let me ask you a
Right,
question.
right.
Let me ask you a question. Were they commanded to do so? Were they given an order not to go in
Yes.
the building?
Yes,
Okay,
they were.
stop there for a second. You all know I have never served in the service, never been a cop, never been a fireman, any of that shit. Here's what I do know. You're given an order.
Follow.
I
following
don't
an
know,
order.
man. It's
Steve,
I support.
there was one guy that said
support
fuck
the
their
police
order. He went in
officers.
and he killed the guy.
Yeah,
okay.
he wasn't with the police station. He was a border patrol in
Right.
the area off duty.
Yeah, but still, there's
So
an
he
incident
can't give
commander.
an order to a town cop
No.
can't give an order to border patrol.
Well, yeah, they can because it's whoever's the incident commander.
Well, who's the incident commander?
The police, the chief of police of that town. He was
My
the
problem with
saying
that
that-
whole situation
That whole
is the
situation
fact that
sucked
these
gunpowder.
Yeah, but my
I'm with you.
problem is that they had parents out in the fucking parking lot that
Hearing
had
it
no
all.
firearm on them, and they wanted to sit there and go inside and protect their children or get their children out, and these cops were threatening to arrest them.
I heard they did
Yep.
cuff them.
I don't
They've
I
cuffed and they
don't give
maced and
a
yeah.
fuck about a badge when it comes to my children. Anybody wearing a badge can kiss my ass because I'm going inside that building. You better
But it's their
drop
job to
kick my
protect.
ass down and put me.
But think about
I
it.
don't care.
It's their job, believe it or not, to protect
It's
you
their
from
job to
being
protect it. They're
killed.
not fucking protecting anybody. It is my
Ah,
job as a parent to protect my kids, and I sat there
correct.
and put my kids into that school. And if the school's not
I'm
going to
with
do
you.
anything, and the fucking cops in my
Right.
town aren't going to fucking do anything, my ass is getting inside, and I'm either going to barricade the fucking door, or I'm getting my kids and we're fucking getting out of there. And the fact that these cops had no fucking spine and they wanted to sit there and arrest parents that were trying to protect their children while they're inside a school being slaughtered, there is a special place in hell for people like them.
Well,
And you're
hang
not
on,
getting an
real
argument
quick.
with me
Everybody
on
else that's a cop, I sit there and support cops, but that fucking whole situation was fucked up beyond belief.
It was, but when it comes to the guys that were outside, there was a team inside that was on the one. They were the ones on being told to stand down because they thought it was a barricade situation. The other guys were there for control and perimeter and stuff like that.
Right.
Because there is a method to the madness that was going on. So the I'm not trying to stick up for anybody, but in that situation, the guys on the outside of that perimeter were doing their job as they were told to do because they thought the inside team was taking care of what was going on the
Correct.
inside.
You can't blame them.
But
But
afterwards, we find out that inside team didn't do anything because of one man's order, and then the head of the and the colonel of the state police or whatever came out and said it was the wrong decision. He's like, that's all I can say is the wrong decision was made,
I just think that
and it was the worst decision.
I just think there's going to be a lot of fucking money given out after this is over.
There better be. And
Yeah.
there better be a shit ton of money to go to harden our schools because we're giving $40 billion to fucking Ukraine, and we're supplying
But
them with
that's
weapons
not gonna
the same
that's
time
not
that they're
gonna
trying to
fit
take our
their
weapons from
agenda.
us.
That will never happen because it doesn't fit their agenda. Anytime when we had 9/11, what did they do? They upped security at fucking airports. We have jewelry stores, we have banks, we have fucking courthouses and everything else. They up the fucking security for places like that. But when it comes to our fucking children, slap a gun-free sign in front of the fucking building and call it a day and hope for the best. And then you got fucking dumbass teachers in a locked school that are thinking, oh, hey, my fucking phone's in my car. Let me prop a goddamn door open, even though I
That
heard
was
gunshots outside.
gunpowder. That was also a lie.
Well, the door was
Okay.
propped open.
The door was propped open.
She
but the
seen me
teacher-
at the
Okay.
computer and
Okay, so
slammed the
let
door, and
me
the door
retract.
Who's the teacher that left listen to me? Somebody left that fucking door propped open. I want to know who did it.
It was not the teacher who went to go get her phone because she also used that phone to call 911.
Okay, so who did it?
Don't know.
Okay, so explain to me this. You've got schools all across this fucking nation that sit there and lock. Once the school bell rings, you cannot enter that building except going through the office doors.
After
But
being buzzed
somehow a door on the side of the building was propped open after gunshots were heard outside the building, and no one's being held accountable for a school lockdown for a
accountability, baby.
stupid
He
fucking
crashed
door to be propped open.
Listen,
Accountability.
now this might be the conspiracy theorist to me, but he crashed through a fence because that school had a fence, part of their safety thing.
He did climb a fence.
He crashed through it with a truck down in the ravine ditch or whatever and climbed a fence and ran straight for that door. Didn't try any other doors. He ran straight for that door.
All right, stop there for a second.
Sorry, but I'm
Stop-
thinking he knew
stop.
that door was going to be open.
Stop there for a sec. He ran straight for the door. Was there anybody behind him? So nobody saw this man drive through a fucking. Nobody saw this man
Yeah.
drive through a chain link fence.
Yeah,
saw
the
him?
people across the street at the funeral home that he shot
Okay.
at. He shot at
All
them
right.
when he got out.
So
And the
you're
school
telling me
can't go into lockdown hearing
you're
shots
telling me
across the
first
street.
responder on. Yes, they can. You're telling me first responder on scene didn't enter the school.
No,
Listen,
they didn't.
There was a report when he shot his grandmother. There was a police report made there. The school should have went on lockdown immediately.
Yeah, because it was just down the street.
Yeah, active shooter, lock it down. I was
listen.
told that the door was propped open with a rock. The gun fire was heard. The rock was removed. The door was slammed shut, and it did not lock.
Well,
That's
What happened to
just
schools
I-
having hall monitors?
I know. I really don't want
Every
to.
entrance, every school I've ever been in, they have had hall monitors at every entrance. Where
Guess
in the
what?
hell were the hall monitors when it sat there and went into lockdown?
You went into a good school. I worked at a school, and the back door was propped open all the effing time because the one teacher did not want to carry a key around her neck.
Well, I don't know.
No, matter of fact, that was an electronic door. All she had to wear is a name tag around her neck, and it went boop and opened.
I guess I'm having a hard time. I guess I'm having a hard time. If they knew he went into school, why didn't they enter the building as soon as they went into school? And I get because you don't know if he has a gun and he doesn't want. Well, guess what? He had one and he used it.
Well, because they thought it was an active shooter situation. By the time they got in there, the shooting, they say that they thought the shooting had stopped. So therefore, they thought he had barricaded himself in, and they thought
they're
it went from
wrong.
an active shooter to a barricade situation. But I'm
In-
telling you, man,
In a
even though the
classroom
shooting
full of
stopped,
kids.
the shooting stopped. Those kids, a lot of them probably could have still survived, but they laid there and bled out for 70 minutes. If they were able to get rid
That's
of,
what I'm
if they were
saying.
able to neutralize the shooter and get in there, I can almost guarantee that some of those girls or some of the kids probably could have survived if they would have got medical attention.
I don't know. And where was the school cop? Don't they have school cops down there?
He wasn't there. He wasn't on the school. See, the first reports was that he engaged the shooter. But guess what?
Jay
The truth
Watt
came out.
says
He wasn't even on school grounds.
Jay Watt says the guy did not immediately go into the school. There is so much misinformation out there.
Yeah.
Most of it from the authorities. It's all being used to cover their asses and push narratives.
I heard he was standing outside of his truck shooting at that funeral place for like 10 or 12 minutes.
All right, so if you stop there for half a second, Stevie, if you will. I got a question for you. If you're standing out front of a fucking funeral parlor shooting for 10 to how long?
10 to 12 minutes.
10 to 12 minutes. Are you telling me that nobody called the cop within that 10 to 12 fucking minutes?
Well, the 911 calls are all recorded. That will come out in the investigation.
I find it awfully hard to believe.
People at the funeral home actually called 911.
Okay. Did they call because he went into the school? Or did they call because he was shooting in front of their business, their place of business?
Probably the latter there, you know?
Okay. So if they call for the latter, all right, and he was still in front of the fucking funeral parlor when they called, how the fuck long does it take to get to a fucking school?
He had to climb a 6-foot fence.
But he's talking about the police response. He's talking about the police response.
How far away is the first
right.
the first guy, I guess, is what I'm asking. Because the
Yeah.
school cop wasn't there. Where he was, we don't know, right? So he's not there. He can't respond.
Now, come on now, Mikey. You can't expect a small town area like that, the cops, when they have an active shooter.
I expect to.
Here's what I expect. You don't want to be the first one on the scene now, Mikey. You're going to have to drive real slow until somebody else gets there.
Stevie, here's what I expect. I expect a school cop to be on school property. It's his job. Be on school property.
Well,
that's your job. Protect that school.
Okay,
That's
I
your job.
understand that, Mikey.
Because guess what? If the school cop was there, maybe none of it happens. Maybe there's a gunfight between him and the fucking cop, and the cop wins the fucking gun battle. And maybe none of those kids or the fucking teachers die.
Yeah, or maybe he kills the cop and he keeps going. Who knows?
Maybe
You
he
never
does,
know.
but at least the
There's
cop
too
was
many.
there
There's
doing
too
his
many
job.
what ifs. But
At
here's
least
the
the
thing.
cop would have been doing his job.
But here's the thing, Mikey. You can't get funding. You can't
Haas
get
don't
funding.
leave the complex all day long. They don't leave that complex.
We have listen in our school district where I live right now. We've got one cop for 6 buildings.
Yeah.
One cop for 6 buildings.
Yeah.
Are they in
Ohio
the same? Are they in
Yeah.
the? Are they in the same unit? Like, are they in the same area,
No.
or does he have to drive 4 miles in between?
He's got to drive miles between.
Well, that's fucking stupid.
Right, but that's because of funding.
It's not their fault. I'm saying. I mean, not the
Right.
cop's fault. It's
because
the fucking town's fault.
it's the school district. It's the
Or the county, whatever.
well, it's the school district. It's the mayors and it's the school board. You know, all that stuff.
That's what I'm saying. It's their fault. So like I explained, I think I explained this a couple of weeks ago. Here in my hometown, there's a high school, a middle school. No, a high school, 2 middle schools, a junior high, and an elementary school in one complex. Not one building, one complex.
Yeah, I understand.
The furthest two apart are approximately a quarter mile.
Yeah.
So
In this
I
in
guess
this tiny town, there's 3 buildings: elementary school, middle school, junior high, whatever you want to call it, and then the high school. High school and junior high are right next to each other, and then across the street is the elementary school, and we have one sheriff's office and one officer to monitor those 3 schools, but they're literally right across the street from each other.
Can let me ask you this? Then would it be cheaper to hire security?
Possibly, yeah. But here, well, let me
Yeah.
bring this up. Ohio just pushed through a bill, and it passed. They're just waiting on the governor to sign it. Last year, Ohio did a bill for teachers to carry if they wanted to, but they had to go through 750 hours of training. Okay.
Yeah, didn't they just
That's
do
a lot.
thing?
So then they decided they're going to lower it to 24 hours of training, and then every year you have to do a 4-hour training class to get recertified. And they just
Right.
passed that. They're waiting for the governor to sign it. People are blowing their ever fucking minds up. They're like,
Why?
Jesus Christ, because 24 hours is not enough training for somebody to have a gun. It takes years of memory, of muscle memory, and all this stuff to operate a firearm and
I wouldn't
protect the
say
kids and blah
years,
blah blah
but-
blah blah. We would be better off. We would be better off if we just hired armed security guards. And then you know what I did? I looked up what it takes to become an armed security guard in Ohio.
It doesn't.
It takes 20 hours of class and 2 hours of recertification every
There
year
has-
after
I-
18 months.
well, kudos to Ohio for and hopefully that bill will pass because
Well, it did pass. We're just waiting for the governor to sign it.
all right,
But it's
kudos to Ohio.
it's
Then.
still up to the school district if they want to institute
Well,
that.
hopefully
Which-
they'll get.
Yeah. After this, our school district has it up that veterans, we have like 60,000 or more veterans in the United States, and the school district is looking into hiring veterans to sit there and work the school because of what happened in Texas. And so, I mean, one, you're giving veterans something to do, and it's making them feel like they have a purpose, because that's unfortunately a lot of problems that veterans have, is they feel like they have nothing to do and they can't
Well-
find their niche back into society. But with how many are willing to sit there and protect schools, especially our children, the school district is pushing this up for discussion of allowing them to pretty much be security for the schools.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, here's another thing on the
Hey,
veterans.
hang on.
As
Dish-
long
dish-
as they have a good vetting system, because you don't want to God bless them all, but you don't want an unstable person.
And
guarding
just because they're a veteran
Yeah.
doesn't mean they're a
Right.
good person.
All right, time up 1 second. Dish, you're in charge. I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
Winging it, Tracy's got the cure to the whole situation. Get rid of gun-free zones. Problem solved. So fucking
Exactly.
You know, even if you don't have armed teachers, put a fucking sign up that says our
You
teachers
do.
are armed.
Yeah. How many people have fake burglar alarm signs out in front of their house?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even have a fake burglar sign. I just have a with the price of ammo, there will be no warning shot.
Right on. Yeah, you don't.
Yeah. I used to have one that said this
will
house
not-
protected.
I will not hang a sign in my window that says I leave my door unlocked. That's stupid.
Right.
Why do they hang a sign out in front of the school that says gun-free zone?
Right. I have one in my old house, Steve, that said this house protected by Smith & Wesson 3 days a week. You guess which 3.
I like that one.
Roulette wheel.
I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, man. I really don't. I mean, I know what
No
I
one
would
knows
do.
what the answer is.
I know what I would do personally. I would hire private security firms with good standing, along with a school resource officer who is in charge of the, you know, if you had 4 private security guards armed working a school with one resource officer who was in charge of those 4 guys, and they worked out a plan, you know, and every morning, every door in that place is locked except for one door in the front, and that's where everybody comes in, and that's where everybody leaves. And there's going to be guards at the front and guards outside, and then you're going to have metal detectors. That's a start. Because
you should change your signs, Steve. Gerald B just said the 3 days out of the week are protected by Smith & Wesson. The other 4 are protected with Mossberg.
Mossberg, Canic, 3 days a week by Canic. The other 2,
Yeah.
or the other 4 are
Spread the wealth. End the segregation. I use Smith & Wesson and Canic.
1 day a week tourists. That's your lucky shot right there.
Oh my God, Cameo. What's up?
Hey, Cameo.
Somebody,
There you go. Bring gun safety classes back to school.
one of the news things talked about the whole teacher thing in Ohio, and somebody posted on the Facebook that, you know, teachers got enough on their plate. They don't need to worry about carrying a firearm also and all this stuff. And I was like, you know what? When you became a teacher, you took responsibility of my child's safety the minute I have to send him to school, because it's a law for me to send him there. You know what I mean?
Yes
If I
and
don't send-
no.
I don't send him there, I go to jail. But then you're supposed to take over protecting my child while he's there. And I don't care whether you're anti-gun, for guns, or whatever, but a teacher having a gun, I would rather have a teacher have a gun and have that option to protect my child than to use her body or his body to try to shield bullets.
Yeah, no shit. Lot
You
more.
say that, but it was at the beginning of the year or something. I had a sign that if anything happens at the school, I will not hold the school responsible, death, injury, anything like that. Anytime the kids go
fuck
to
that.
a field trip, it is a parent waiver saying I will not hold whatever facility they're going to responsible. I will not hold the bus driver responsible. I will not hold the teachers in this field trip responsible, or the school.
Wow.
And so, unfortunately, my kids, you know, they've got a fucking hover mom. So my kids didn't get to go on field trips.
Yeah, but
See,
Because
now,
mama don't play.
But then you take a chance of your kids getting bullied because they didn't get to go on the trip.
Who cares?
Listen,
It builds
if my kids
character.
act up, I'm gonna send my son to school in a My Little Pony fucking t-shirt and let the fucking punk ass kids at school fucking deal with it. Because if I whoop their ass, that's child abuse.
Yeah,
Now,
right.
I've seen some like the field trips or whatever. Like we've signed permission slips for the field trips. It releases the place of responsibility if the child is doing something out of the fucking norm. You know, if you're going to the zoo and my kid climbs the fucking cage and jumps in with the fucking monkeys and the monkey's killing, I can't blame the zoo because his dumbass is the one that climbed the cage.
Right.
And I'm okay with that because that's fucking taking
Yeah, but
responsibility for your own action.
They should have had a warning sign on the thing not to climb the fence.
Yeah, bullshit.
I'll be right back. I'm getting a Coke. Is that okay, Dish? You're in
Oh,
charge.
Oh
Can I
yeah,
go?
yeah, that's fine. You're allowed.
Thank you.
Yeah,
What's
it
he going
really
piss?
surprised me that I had to sign those kind of slips for school. And I mean, I'm really contemplating putting the kids in homeschool for next school year because if something
You
like
know
this
what?
happens, I'm going to sue somebody.
The only problem with homeschooling is the teacher's an alcoholic.
Well,
Listen,
the problem
don't
I
judge
have
her. She's got enough fucking issues.
the problem I have is like
She
you.
drinks because of the students, right?
Exactly.
The problem I have is like people like Gunpowder in Ohio and myself that still have kids at school, right? And then they come home from school with a question. Hey, mom. Hey, dad. Hey, what we hear about these school shootings. Is that going to happen in our school? And as a parent, you can't say no.
Right.
All you can say is you
No,
hope
and
not.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe if he's 5 or 4 or 3, but you can't. Like I have a almost 18-year-old and almost 16-year-old. Okay, I can't look them in the eye and say, don't worry, you're safe at school. Don't worry, you're good.
No, I
I can't
absolutely
say
agree.
that.
I had to have this conversation with my 7-year-old. And I mean, I was watching something on YouTube and he sat there and was listening. He happened to walk behind me and he was listening to it. And he asked what happened. And I don't know. I'm not going to lie to my kid about it. And so I explained what happened. And he sat there and asked me.
Hey, you laugh. I'll
He
tell you a
asked
story about
me.
that later, Ohio.
He asked me if it would happen at his school. And all I could do was just look at him and be like, Mommy prays every day that it doesn't. I was like, but you better believe if something ever did happen, there is no one with a badge that's going to stop me from getting to you. And he sat there and he's like, why didn't their mommies? And so I had to explain that, the cops were threatening to arrest them and stuff. And he's like, you go to jail. And I was like, sweetie, I will gladly go to jail for trying to get into a school to protect you if something like that happened.
Real quick with a shout out. Cameo, how the hell are you? Good to see you. And Gerald B says, I do like this one, Gerald B. Gerald B says, instead of these shooters going to schools, why don't they go to a police station and try doing that shit?
Cowards?
Wait, there.
Well, because most of
there
your police
is a video
stations
of a guy that goes to a police station and starts shooting cops.
Well,
I seen that video other day.
I don't know about you guys' police stations, but we used to have a police station when I grew up, like on Chicago PD. Not as big because my town wasn't that big, but you could walk in and there's the desk and there's whoever's sitting at the desk taking all right and all that. Because we didn't have dispatchers, we had that man answer the phone. Okay, so and then you had a sergeant and then 3 patrolmen, right, at night. But you can walk in, hey, what's up, blah blah blah. There was the old gate, the old, like you know when you go into a courthouse and you're going into, right, and then you have to go hit the little, right. Today, the brand new police station in my hometown where I grew up, You walk in, it's all bulletproof glass. You just got to talk through a fucking hole this big, and I'm like, so listen, and because I can't hear them ever. You know, it's not. It's a shame, you know, that everything has to be fucking bulletproof glass and everything else. You know, but I mean, what are you gonna do? You know,
I got a bulletproof. I got a window with a bulletproof glass in it, right next to a wooden door. Tell me that makes sense.
I haven't seen Cameo. I can't tell you when the last time I saw Cameo, but I think it's really cool. Dish, have you seen Cameo in a while? I haven't. I think it's
No,
great.
not in a long time.
I think it's awesome that she's here.
Me too.
Name.
Yes, but it's still Cameo. Gear Grind says because the police station has locked doors and bulletproof glass. Well, yeah, nowadays they do, Gear, but even a little hick town where I go to camp in a trailer, you know, that was like walking into Mayberry, for Christ's sakes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, it really was. It was just,
No,
hey
Yeah.
guys, what's up? Da da da. Nobody gave a shit about nothing. You know, and now it's like you can't even go to a fire department anymore. Like when I was a kid, you can walk into the fire department and say, "Hey, what's going on?" Da 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 da.
That changed
And
after September 11th.
you can't even walk into a fire department and shoot the firemen anymore. The only time you can do that is that all their doors are open and they might be sitting out front reading a book.
Yeah, or if they have an open house or something.
Or if they
They'll
have,
put it-
or if
they'll,
they, right,
they'll
a
put a
community,
sign out front that says open house.
Right.
Then, yeah,
Yeah. Community open house.
that's what we did. Now, I worked. I went from pre 9/11 and post 9/11 in fire department. Pre 9/11, doors were open all day. Blah 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 blah. Anybody could come and go. Hey guys, blah blah blah. Brought you some cookies or whatever. That kind of shit.
Right.
Post 9/11, the door stayed shut. We get a call, the doors open, the trucks pull out. We had to stop and wait for the doors to shut behind us.
Hey, Ohio, do you know your arm's doing that, or is it just do it on its own?
Fucking Jay Watt. Jay Watt says, "Hey,
I'm explaining
Mikhail,
the doors opening up and down."
Jay Watt wants to know, Mikhail, did everyone in that town call you Bonnie? Tell the truth. No, they call me Otis. Who are you kidding?
Know where the keys at, Otis.
You kidding me?
Put yourself in there. All right.
You know?
I was thinking more of what is his name, Ernest T.
Oh, thank you, Cameo.
Was he the one that threw rocks at everybody all the time? Do you remember
was it-
Ernest T. from Mayberry? He used to,
Yeah, but was
used
it
to
Ernest
swing
that
around
threw
on the flagpole and throw rocks at
Yeah.
people.
But those are. But even then, right? The word was already used is not liability. What accountability? We don't make people like our parents, right? We were talking about this tonight. Camera girl graduated 8th grade today, so they make a big to do because she's a parochial school.
Congratulations.
And so we have some people over, and there's no more accountability. Okay, and it's really terrible,
Look up.
to be honest with you. It's either
The glass.
it's this one's fault, that one's fault. I did it because of this. I did it because of that.
Check this out. Look at the glasses.
Oh, whoa. Steve, beat it. Listen,
I will later.
I got this thing about studious glasses. Come on, beat it. Come on.
Mike wants you on camera.
Damn,
Jesus
Dick, I
Christ.
like the picture of the new gun you got. That you sent me.
Oh, thank you.
Look at this guy. It's awesome.
Hang on. That's a good place for it. Shoot
Duck in
your
the
ass
dog.
off.
Yeah.
Hey, your other one there where it said "Don't say goodbye." Say what was the other one?
So I'll see you later.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny is
Oh, no.
no, my grandfather wouldn't let you ever say goodbye to him. He says, you know what goodbye means? I goes, no. He goes, goodbye means forever. I ain't goddamn going nowhere any goddamn time soon. He says, say goodbye to me when I die. His thing, he was just how he was. Yeah, no, that's just how he was. He used to say so long. Don't ever say goodbye to me. Don't ever. Okay, I won't say goodbye.
Honestly, though, how many times have you went and taken a shit and stood up and was like, really couldn't remember when the last time you ate corn was, but it was there.
Good point.
It's like,
I
Jesus
found
Christ,
some
where
in the woods one
That was
time
2
like
weeks
that.
ago.
right.
I was out trout fishing and I found some in the woods that way, and I about died, about threw up.
You know, Dish, corn is good trout bait.
Yeah. I used to put
Cop
corn,
bait too.
corn and Velveeta cheese on a hook
Yeah,
for trout.
I should have put some
Cop
on my
like it
hook.
too, you know.
That's where you definitely get a long shank.
Use
What's
my
he doing?
forceps.
Fishing for corn.
What's the worst part about doing that is once you put all the corn on the hook,
Yeah.
you always lick your fingers. And then you're like, God damn, I shouldn't have done that.
It'd be like, this is the shittiest bait I've ever used.
Hey,
Didn't
My-
Cheech and Chong, didn't Cheech
We
and Chong
went
do a
fishing.
skit?
Me and my dad and my cousin went fishing, and it was for trout. We were members of this private pond that his company owned, and you paid like $125. It was an outdoorsman club. You were allowed to hunt and fish on the property, and they supplied these little, like 10-foot John boats and little trolling motors.
Yeah.
And everybody had a key to the gate, and you go and you same key open the locks on the boat. So you open the gate, drive down, open it, unlock the boat, put the boat in, go fishing or whatever. And they stocked it with trout one year. So we were there and we were using wax worms. And
yeah.
me and my dad were catching them left after just one after another. Boom, 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 boom. My cousin was getting pissed, and he goes, how the fuck are you guys catching all these fish? We're using the same bait. And my dad, with a straight face, goes, are you licking the wax off the worms? He's like, what? He's like, well, they're wax worms. You got to lick the wax off. I shit you not. We sit there and watch my cousin lick these fucking worms every time he put them on the hook. It was great.
Oh, God, I wish you would have had a video camera.
Yeah,
No
dude, I
doubt.
was probably 14 years old when that happened. That was great.
Oh, my God.
With the straightest face ever, though, man. My dad was just like, well,
Yeah.
are you licking the wax off the worms before you put them on the hook?
He might actually
Licking
have
a
grown
worm.
up to be a window licker.
Let me tell you something. Licking a worm. I'd rather lick a nightcrawler all night long than what Dish forgot to mention was the can of potted meat and a jar of mayo next to the corn. Ooh, buddy.
That's bad, isn't it?
I'm telling you, I would eat a nightcrawler out of the ground before I'd eat fucking potted meat again.
Now, I'll tell you one thing. My dad always liked
Challenge
to go,
accepted.
Huh?
Challenge accepted.
accepted.
Listen,
I want to
Listen.
see a video this weekend.
listen. Fuck the challenge. You put up. I want to see green. I got no problem doing it.
Well, first of all, it'd be funny watching a one-armed guy trying to catch a night.
Listen, I'm out of work for a while here, so I need some
What-
extra cash. So
One of those real long stretch. It has to be one of them real long stretchy night crawlers that has all that white goop on it.
right.
Oh,
Oh, I want the ones down in North Carolina where they feed it cornmeal, so they're not. They'll be good for me.
cleaned out.
We've
a little.
got some that look like little garden snakes. They're about the thickness of my pinky and about
Yep.
probably 12 to 14 inches. I mean,
I
these are
used
to
some
love catching
healthy
them.
worms.
I
used
They
to-
eat cardboard and everything else from the garden.
We used to,
Isn't that a legless lizard?
It could be,
Just
but
try
you
it.
know.
we used to wait till after it rained and then go out in the front yard with a fucking flashlight.
Yep.
And you go,
buddy.
bloop, 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 bloop. And then my grandfather said, you don't just have to wait for it to rain, Mikey, to get the night crawlers. I goes, well, how are we gonna? He says, Mikey, use your head. There's a hose on the side of the house, ain't there? And I'm
Yep.
like, yeah. He goes, good. So what you want to do is when you come in for dinner, soak that lawn really good. He says, wait for it to get dark. By the time we're done eating dinner and all that shit, and it's going to get dark, then head out with your flashlight. I was out there every night with a fucking can getting fucking night crawls.
Right.
When I was a kid, I never paid for a fucking night crawl in my life until I was
used
an
to
adult.
raise them and sell them when I was a kid for.
Oh, did Michelle show you how to do that? Did you feed it cornmeal?
Jay Watt.
No,
Yeah, I did feed them cornmeal.
Was it corn? Dish, was it cornmeal or cornflakes?
Cornmeal.
Cornmeal. See, Dish knows everything down there, up there, whatever, out there. See, she can't forget. She has such great memories.
Some great memories.
My dad,
Cameo. Getting the worms underneath the rabbit cages is awesome.
Yep.
Something about rabbit poop and worms. They love it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they're like massive.
Yeah, I know, Kia Gryden. Don't even tell me about it. I went to pick up crawlers about a month ago, and I almost shit my pants how much they wanted from. Like, last time I
Right.
bought crawlers, they were $1.89 or $1, whatever the hell it was.
yeah, now it's like $4 for a dozen.
Yeah.
Crawlers.
Get the fuck out of here. That's fucking stupid.
Now,
I'll use a
my
rubber one.
dad was a third shifter like his entire life, right?
No, my dad was.
And
too.
he always pulled because we'd like to go rabbit hunting, or squirrel hunting, and he would be like, "Oh no," he's like, let's go we'll take the dogs out and do some coon hunting. So he'd keep us out all night long. That way we were too tired to go rabbit hunting in the morning because he was a night guy. He liked to sleep.
He wanted to go to sleep.
So,
yeah.
and he would do the same thing with fishing because we'd be like, "Oh, we got to get up early and go catch the bass." He's like, "Why don't we just go out tonight and catch some catfish?" And then we'd be like, "Sure," and then we'd be too tired in the morning to go fucking bass fishing. But the one thing I hated catfishing, and my dad was his favorite bait, and I hated that shit because I couldn't stand to touch it.
Stink bait.
Chicken livers, man.
Oh, yeah.
Chicken livers is the best.
I hated putting chicken livers on a hook. Man.
I just saw a video. of a guy. He bought chicken breast, right? And he cut it, and then he dipped it in like some kind of strawberry,
Kool-Aid?
yeah, or something like that. And then catfish like a mofo.
Huh.
Yep.
We used to use like Wheaties, make a dough ball.
Oh,
You know what I caught catfish on? A fucking night crawler.
Yeah. You know what else?
Well,
You know what else you catch catfish on? Is you catch a bluegill and then fillet it up and throw it out there again.
But you guys call catfish. We have little. They're not little, but the biggest catfish I ever caught was probably 2 pounds.
Yeah,
we call them horn pout up here because we don't get no south fucking. We don't get catfish that are
right.
like the kind they noodle. We don't get them fucking things up here.
I'm trying to think. What mostly what we have is channel cat, and then what they call blue cats, and then there's like a shovelhead or something like that, or whatever it's called.
The late horror show. What's
Hey,
going
Dino.
on?
What's up?
Dish, they're all coming out tonight.
MCK.
I know, right? Hey, MCK. Hey, Dino.
MCK's here too. MCK, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Gear grinding. I think I'd be frying that up for a snack.
Chicken livers in a bag, cherry Kool-Aid, crushed garlic, shake it up. Let it set 1 to 2 days before catfishing. Especially the chicken liver part, because I love chicken livers.
I do
Sorry.
too.
Hearts, gizzards, love it.
All them entrails.
Love it. Throw some onion in there, some garlic,
Oh, fry up a bunch of
a
chicken.
little bit of ketchup.
Garlic and onion. Make a sandwich out of it.
Oh my god.
Ooh. Oh.
Oh my god. Yeah, absolutely. Late horror show. We
Really?
I don't think I'll ever give up this gig late
Nice
show.
mind.
We have too much fun doing it. As long as Tish
Right.
comes back, I'm going to do it. If she takes another leave of absence, maybe I won't. Because if she does take a leave of absence, then I got to listen to fucking Jay Watt. Well, not listen because he doesn't talk. He doesn't like us.
Well,
But then
Mike,
I have to read Jay Watt's comment. You know what this chat needs a little more of? It needs a little more Dish.
don't worry, Mike. If Dish takes another leave of absence, you know where you can find her. She'll be over on my chat on Saturday night.
Right.
Wow, you're just an asshole, huh? Okay then.
Hey, I don't get many in, but when I do,
Wow. Shot across my bow. Where'd Susie go? Susie! Give it to him.
she took her glasses off. You'll lose interest.
I don't care. She's still beautiful with the glasses off. Give it to him.
Are you kidding? She's making a grocery list because I mentioned chicken livers. She's like, I grew up on that.
Susie,
Yes,
he's
MCK.
way too old for you.
So in Ohio, most of the flathead and blue catfish are down in the Ohio River and some of its tributaries, but just about everywhere else, it's mostly channel cat.
We got carp though up the wazoo, and they're huge. We got like 15-pound carp up here.
Mike, 15 pounds ain't a huge carp. Just saying.
Okay, let me say this one more time. We have 15-pound carp up here, and that's huge for up here.
Yeah. The colder the water, the smaller the fish, except for pike
Right. Well, we got pike up here that are fucking,
and trout.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Here you go, Mikey.
Still haven't caught one yet.
Here's-
Well,
Here's
technically, I haven't.
catfish out of the Ohio River.
Hang on.
Cool gear.
Oh my gosh. Look at that.
Nice.
Yeah, see, we don't
Yeah.
get shit like that around here.
Wow.
And then they
Deer,
say
deer,
then they say catfish that big you don't want to eat
I don't
Yeah,
know.
because it's too
Yeah.
fishy.
It's too-
They start
Yeah.
tasting muddy after,
Yeah, it's too fishy or something.
All you gotta do is just soak it in some buttermilk. It fixes that taste right up.
Right on. But it's good to leave them in for mating and all that shit.
Fuck that. If I'm catching it, I want to eat it if I can. I'm so tired of listening to, throw it back, let it mate. Fuck that bullshit.
Can I give a congratulations out to Winging It Tracy, who just retired May 2nd? Guess what? Me too.
Cool.
Right on. We got the retired folk
Congratulations.
in here now. The J Watt says, I may get in trouble for revealing this, but Dish can catch just about anything she wants with her smile.
Aww. She just doubled it with the eyeballs. Now, if she would have whipped her hair,
Yeah.
try.
My hair back and forth.
Hey, help me out a little bit, Gear Gryden. Gear Gryden said, I love muddy catfish. Fry it up in some Andes. What is Andes? I'm a North guy. I'm not a Southerner.
And it's got to be sprinkles.
That's what I'm thinking. It's got to be some kind of spice or something, right? Or some Southern, like grandma's recipe or something.
Mix some slappy mama in your cornmeal. It tastes good.
No MCK, not that Dino. Missed that one though.
What Dino?
The leather maker Dino.
Dino, the leather maker.
Yeah, years ago. You don't remember Dino?
Oh, I do. Dark
Yeah.
hair. Jet black hair.
Yep, jet black hair.
Yeah, what's he doing? Is he still on YouTube?
I have no idea.
That's right. I remember Dino.
Andy's is code for mayonnaise.
There's a hey Dish.
Yes.
Are you able to in our room? I just posted a video. Are you able to play that and share that on the screen?
Boy, I have. Steve probably can. I probably can't. I don't know how to do that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Hold on. I have, because it's Ohio and only Ohio, I have to go preview it first.
MCK, you said Alaskan. Who's Alaskan? Dino's Alaskan?
Guilty.
Be right back.
All right.
Oh, wait a minute. I better mute.
Was
Casey.
Dino from Alaska?
You don't have to preview. This one's safe. Absolutely safe.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that.
It's when they say it's safe that you know you need to
Exactly.
preview
It's
it
just,
muted.
oh, honey, just a tip. It's just a tip.
Listen, that is the biggest lie men have ever told women. I promise it's just the tip. What the fuck ever.
Well, first of all, I never told a woman that. You're getting it balls deep anyway, so too bad.
Balls deep.
When I first met my wife, I told her just a tip, and she agreed. And then I was giving her everything she has, and she said, "Go ahead and put more in." I said, "No, a promise is a promise."
Or the way I like to tell the story is that Ohio said, "That is everything I'm giving you."
No, I told her, a promise is a promise.
All right, so that's where he came from, was Alaska dish.
Okay.
Because I asked MCK, so
Okay,
Dino was from
cool.
Alaska. I miss him.
Yep.
I miss him. I miss a lot of people on YouTube.
It must be a good video. Steve looks like he's concentrating.
Well, I don't see his right arm going like this and his head bopping and getting all. So it can't be that good.
All right, I can share that one if you want me to.
Right ahead.
All right. It's going to take a second.
You
'cause I got
don't
a
need
lot
my
of shit
permission
on
to
the
share a
screen.
link to a video. For Christ's sake, do you guys ever see what Jay Watt does?
No, he wants to actually show the video.
You're gonna show it.
Oh, whose video is it?
It's mine.
Okay, then I don't got any. There won't be any strikes. So
Yeah,
okay, go ahead.
I won't copy.
So what do I have to do?
copyright
Just
strike
click
you.
on what Steve just did.
Hold on.
When he said you click on the
Okay,
share.
now click on it. You see it?
Yeah, I did. I clicked on it. How come it's not? Add to stream. Let me blow it up.
Catfish farm.
This was a cool. No, this was at a state park. This is
A hatchery.
It's a like 4th grade field trip.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
That's fucking huge.
Yeah, I got it.
That's awesome.
It is.
That day he wasn't
How dark
catching.
that thing is.
He wasn't catching anything, and all these other kids were catching bluegill left and right. He wasn't catching anything. And I told him, I said, put one of the big night crawlers in there,
Wow,
throw it on the bottom, see what happens. And he caught that big old catfish.
look at you with the dark hair and no gray hairs. Wow.
That ain't me.
Just kidding.
Yeah, sure did.
Ooh.
Relax, monster. I get it. You're big, you're mean, you're mad.
Wow. Look at the size of that thing.
No,
What do you think, man?
that's the eating size right there.
Yeah. A lot of guys use what do you call it, hooks for catfish nowadays?
Circle hook.
Circle, thank you. I never caught it on a circle hook. We call it on a regular bass hook.
Right. Reveal.
Is it big enough?
25
Nice.
Wow.
That's freaking awesome.
Dinner.
Yep.
You hear him crying yet?
All right.
Look at that.
Go stand by your fish, man.
Lip them. There you go.
There you
Let
go.
them chew on you.
He's like, yeah, don't get my
Yeah.
I ain't touching that fucking thing.
That's awesome.
It's awesome.
Wow.
I got to mute.
I love when kids.
Stop sharing. Okay.
Right,
now-
Jay Watterson. Yep.
What did Jay Wisen say?
He says those pliers remind me of the split ring pliers Dish has.
Oh, and MCK had catfish for supper.
Cool.
Nice.
Aim will improve, Mike. I hear that, winging it. See, I knew Mike missed the old chats. I do. Listen, I miss the people that I have. You know, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Just gonna explain it later. She'll have to explain because I don't explain myself too well, I guess. A lot of great people on YouTube that I met over the years. And for whatever reason, I know family, I get it. People walk away from YouTube. I get it. All I'm saying is that the ones that did walk away, a lot of them I truly miss. They're nice people. I don't miss Dish though, because she, you know,
Hands free. Help! Help!
she finally got her senses straight and came back to Mikey's chat. You know,
Right.
it took long enough. I had to pay her and everything, but
Dude,
I had to
never
fly all the
found-
way to fucking. I had to fly all the way out to that palm knocking some bitch in fucking state, Winer and Diner. I know you have Cameo. I've known. Wow. So it's been a long. Let me see, because I came in what Dish 2008,
Yeah.
but I didn't start doing you. Didn't I started commenting on videos right away, but I don't think I did a video till like 2012, I think. No, what's it? 2012, 2013, I think it was. I don't know. It's been a long, long while since I did my first video. But I comment on the videos up the wazoo.
All right, I got one more for you, Stevie.
That's what that chiming was in the background. A while
Yep.
ago.
Stumper, what's up, kid?
I forgot
up,
that
kid?
sound. Wow, Cameo's been around since 2006.
Cameo's been around a long time.
Doesn't she own YouTube by now?
Just 51% of the shares.
It's just so good to see her, you know.
It is good to see her. She said she lurks in here every now and then.
Yeah, she did say, I saw that earlier when
Yeah.
she said that. Yep. And I think it's great. Thanks, Ohio. Appreciate it, buddy.
What's that?
You can't just say you're welcome.
I don't know what it's. No, I can't. I don't ever trust you.
Yeah, Steve thought the ping was from Pornhub. Your video's ready, Steve.
Boom.
See, Steve's so old, he still likes that 70s fucking bonk, chicka, comp, bow. You know?
You're gonna say something.
Back when vaginas had sideburns.
Yeah.
Sideburns, hell, full beard. Are you kidding?
He needed a fucking weed
Going
whacker.
in.
He needed a weed
Did
whacker
you get
to see what
that-
the hell was going on.
Did you get the next video there, Stevie?
No, I didn't look yet. I was actually talking to my friends. Sorry.
Okay, but
Cameo, do you have
I
a
just
chance?
want to get these out there because we're on this catfish subject.
Cameo MCK wants to know if you have a channel link.
Speaking of catfishing,
Just so
do I
everybody
trust
knows.
the mic and just hit screen share, or
You can do that. I don't think I have to. Can't you do it from here?
yeah, I can screen share, but you have to blow me up. I said blow me up. That
Okay,
Yeah.
just checking. I just need to hear those words. The up part, not the other part. I'm just
Wow,
waiting for you to add you to this. Here we go. I see it down. Hang on, I got to scroll down.
Won't you blow me a kiss?
49 seconds. I forgot how to frickin' do it.
All right. Time
Don't,
to
don't.
fish.
Oh, this is crazy.
Gee, what?
What are we feeding them?
We're feeding the fish at my mom's property.
Yeah, what do you feed? Are you
Oh my
just throwing
God.
corn or whatever? Look at that.
It's like it looks like dog food, catfish food.
But look at it. It's like
How come your mom sounds like Gunpowder Beauty a little?
Look at that one on top of its head.
See, hear that?
It's hillbilly.
He's hillbilly.
wow. He just called Gunpowder a hillbilly.
She speaks
Hi.
fluent hillbilly.
Hi. I am fluent in hillbilly, but I take that as a compliment.
There you go.
No, you don't want to do that. Hillbillies are different. They're not even Southerners. They're fucking fucked in the head.
Hey, listen, don't be talking about my family like that. Them is fighting words. Rednecks, hillbillies, and mountain folk.
No,
They are
redneck-
in my
redneck-
family.
Being a redneck is awesome. Being a hillbilly?
Shoot,
Come
they're
on.
dang near coming out of the water.
Oh
on,
yeah,
there
you
they
can
were.
basically reach down and grab one. Well, if they want to eat one for dinner or whatever, they'll throw the food out there and then
Get a
just take
net.
the net out and just scoop one up in a net.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
All right, so Steve, can you please play this video, Jay Watterson? I'm not on YouTube, so I can't click on that.
Oh Lord,
So click on it and share that.
we're pushing the line
That
now.
is that is a definite.
It's gonna be the ice. It's gonna be the ice water challenge. I know
Hey,
it.
please, hey, do me a favor. Please watch that video. Hey, please watch that video before you fucking share it.
Yeah, I am checking, and I don't
Okay.
think it will be shared because nobody wants to see.
And
Dish
try to
vomit.
make sure it's one of our videos.
Nobody wants to see Dish vomit live on chat, so I don't think I'm going to share it.
Make why is it? Is it her?
Mayonnaise challenge or something.
Yes.
Oh, come on, share it.
always.
Fuck it, share it.
And it's somebody I do not know. So there could be copyright something involved, but I doubt it. But
Man.
it's making me gag.
He's so mean.
She's taking deep breaths and sweating, Dish.
So just for shits and giggles, tomorrow should I copyright strike Mikey for showing my videos?
Yeah.
Is that how?
No,
is that how we're
I
gonna do
I
this?
cannot subject.
So-
If Dish wants to go watch that,
No, she's done. She
she
spit
can
it
go
out.
watch it. Oh, damn it. And I just clicked off of YouTube. Son of a.
Don't you hate that?
I hit the wrong X. I cannot show that in Dish's presence with clear conscience.
Thank you.
Why I show? Hey,
Tell you
Stevie,
what,
I'm
you
in.
got issues.
Stevie, I was in BJ's, right? Wholesale club there,
Gunpowder.
and I go by Stevie. I go by this whole fucking skid of fucking Hellman's mayonnaise, and I take a picture of it, and I texted Dish, and I went, "Here, happy birthday! It's on its way."
Aw.
No. That's why Dish had to move. Hold on.
Oh,
let me go
she-
to YouTube
Which
back.
time did she move though? Like which time were you referring?
Hopefully the last freaking time.
Would it be from the Virginia house to the North Carolina house, or from the
Lord have mercy.
North Carolina house to the Michigan house, back to the North
Mistake
Carolina
number
house,
3.
and back to the Michigan house?
Do you remember the troll channel I had, Dish's Roadmap?
Yes, it was hilarious.
I only have one troll channel. It's called Dishes Bitch.
Yep.
What makes that video so good is the first thing you see is her putting the spoon in her mouth before you know what's going on.
Yeah, there were so many troll
Hey.
channels on them damn chats back then.
Oh, so let me ask you
Oh,
about.
yeah.
He got me thinking. Jaywalk got me thinking about something. Let me ask you people
Wait
something
a
that
second, Mike. I have to
Hold on,
apologize.
does it involve mayo or a spoon? Because if it's one of those,
Me
just
or
keep it
Stevie?
to yourself. Yeah.
I'm
You.
sorry, Jay Watt.
No.
I could not subject Dish to that live.
All right, so no, this does not involve Dish's condiment that she doesn't like.
Okay.
I have a question for married people or people that have whatever. People that are sharing something with a family member or whatever. If I'm sitting
Well, that just
with-
sounds fucking weird.
watching
Yeah.
TV with my wife, if I'm sitting watching TV with my wife, and she finally buys me the pretzels I like, and then she brings over chocolate hummus, right? And I take a pretzel and I go, whoosh, and I bite it, and then I take the fucking pretzel again and I go, whoosh. And I
No,
put it-
no, you don't double dip.
Hang on, stop.
Uh-huh.
It's just me and my wife.
Doesn't matter. You
Nope.
don't double dip. That's a
So let
rule.
me ask you this.
That
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. If I was at a party or something, I get it. I get it. I swap spit with my wife. What is the fucking difference?
I don't know, man. It's just I don't know. It's
because
different.
if it goes back into the refrigerator, the bacteria from your mouth is going into that refrigerator and it is going to grow bacteria. You do not double dip when it's going back into the refrigerator. That is disgusting.
And that's
actually,
true.
it actually
You
didn't
know how
really
I
make-
learned?
It actually didn't make it because we ate the whole fucking thing. But
There you go.
okay.
Well, then that's fine. That's fine. But if it's going in the refrigerator after you've double dipped, that is the biggest no.
And you know,
I learned that by feeding my daughter baby food out of the jar, straight out of the jar, and then putting the rest back in the fridge, coming back the next morning, and the baby food was water because her saliva like pre-digested that baby food. It was weird.
Wow.
Yep.
It's like, whoop, no more to that no more.
and another thing you don't do is share a bag of chips with someone who licks their fingers and then reaches back in and grabs some more.
All right, you ready?
That's
This is
nasty.
where before I read what J Watt just wrote, I got a Doritos fucking story for you. It says J Watt and says, I remember Dish's hat, for the troll channels,
Yeah.
and Mikey's Lost Tenacious.
Yep.
Remember that one?
Well,
That's an old one. All right, so we're all watching the Patriots game. Okay,
Patriots game. I got you.
I'm not there yet. I'm bringing the beers. Well, my beers. Anyways, I walk to the door, and they're like, Mike, I go, what? Do you want some Doritos? I said, sure. I says, do we have like little plastic bowlies, or what are we doing? And my brother, who's closest in age to me, it's my younger brother asking me if I wanted the Doritos. The brother closest in age to me is gagging and says, do not eat a fucking Dorito. And I'm like, all right, what the fuck's going on? Apparently, my jackass cousin, who's sitting on the couch in a pair of shorts in fucking December, elbow deep down the front of the pants.
No.
Sticks his hand, listen, sticks his hand in the Doritos, munching away, and then he goes like this. Who wants some Doritos? My brother closest to my age is gagging.
What a
He's gagging,
fucking asshole.
right? So then my kid brother says, Mike, you sure you don't want any Doritos? I goes, hey, asshole, why would you tell me to have Doritos? Because if I ever grab that fucking bag and my brother Tony starts gagging all over again, right? And he goes, there's no way I would have let you, Mike. He says, I would have knocked them fucking Doritos all over this house before I would have let you fucking touch that. I look at my cousin and I go, are you plugged in?
What's wrong with you?
And he goes, I just wasn't thinking. I goes, doesn't matter. I go, what are you thinking?
Now we're going to sit here and watch you eat that whole fucking bag of Doritos by yourself.
Absolutely.
Did anybody ask him to go wash his hands after that?
Who gives
The
a fuck? That
the
whole bag
damage
is
is
good.
done. Why,
Honey, we're
why
Italian,
bother
man. We
washing
don't-
your hands? The damage is already done.
Well,
Honey,
he
we're
might want to
Italian,
touch
man.
the remote control.
Honey, we're
or-
Italian, man. We don't ask. We tell.
Okay.
I think I threw up a little.
Isn't there some
That's-
story
oh,
about
the-
potted meat on a cracker? Conservative living as a conservative living.
There's my favorite
democratic
channel. That is
lifestyle.
my favorite. fucking
What's
channel.
up, bro? How are you? It's great to see you. Anyone have an extra bike? I don't.
Damn, I was just going to talk about that channel too. Oh my god, it's my
Sorry
favorite.
about Cameo. Sorry about making you throw up in the back of your throat. Hon. I'm sorry, but it's a true story.
Cameo.
Same,
And
same,
I'll tell you what.
Same.
it's only been recently, and this is no joke. This is straight up.
No.
It's only been recently in the last 4 years, because this happened years ago. Because I was drinking, right? I've been drinking 21 years.
Yeah, before grooming was in style. Just think.
Right. So, but it's
Wait,
only been recently.
What do you mean
like,
grooming's in style? What are you talking about?
it's only been the last 4 years
Is it?
that I've actually been able to actually eat Doritos again.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Without thinking of that story.
Because every time I went to do it, I'm like, oh, I can't do it.
Not
No.
today.
Let me here. Other day, I'm at work, and one of the guys walks in. He goes, "Hey, man, did you get you some hot dogs?" And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Somebody dropped some hot dogs off. There's a bunch of hot dogs in the fridge, like individually wrapped, like they were dropped off from like a catering thing or something.
Mhm.
And I was like, no. He's like, oh, let me go get you some. So he goes and grabs me like 3 or 4 hot dogs, and he brings them up, and they're individually wrapped in the aluminum foil. But then once you open the aluminum foil, they got the paper, the little paper tray, looks
Oh,
like a
yeah.
coffee filter type thing. So they're in there, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then there's like some ketchup packages and some relish and all that kind of stuff. He hands me all that stuff. I was like, cool. So I take one and I heat it up. He walks away. I'm starting. I pull it out of the microwave, and one of the other guys walks by and he goes, whoa, what do you got there? And I was like, hot dog. I guess there's a bunch of them in the fridge. He goes, you're not going to eat that, are you? And I was like, I was going to. Why? He goes, who gave you that? And I'm like, Doug. He's like, them fucking things have been in there for like 2 weeks, dude. I wouldn't
Oh
eat that.
no!
Oh my gosh.
You
was like,
couldn't
oh,
tell by
shit.
you couldn't tell by the slime.
No, dude, because they were in the fridge. They were just cold.
Yeah, but meat gets slimy when it's in the fridge too
Oh,
long.
dude. I was like, what the hell are you doing, Doug? You trying to kill me? He's like, what? And he ate like 4 of them. And I was like, dude, those were like 3 weeks. I said, Ryan told me those were like 3 weeks old. He goes, oh, well.
Conservative. Hey, Ohio, your favorite YouTube channel name said, "Don't tell Gear, but I ate some radish and lettuce from his garden."
Oh,
Oh, shit.
That's
hey,
awesome.
conservative, let me know how the date goes with Otis. Just saying.
Right. Stump said dated an Italian chick once. That's your mistake. Some of the wildest arguments I ever had. Let me tell you, Stump. Wow.
No, try getting in an argument with a girl from Venezuela who speaks like shitty English, but then when she gets mad at you, I don't know what the fuck she said, but it was a lot.
Slime, but Mikey's always eating cans of Vienna sausage. Oh, Vienna sausage.
Oh, with that jelly,
They
like
look
white
like little.
gel on the top.
Oh, dude, stop!
Potted meat has that gel on the top of it.
Stop now!
Yeah, but
No, mine didn't.
but you can just stir that in.
Mine
The
didn't.
fucking the Vienna sausage, you actually had to like lick that shit off or something.
Mine
It's
didn't have any gel.
underwater.
Mine didn't have any
This
gel.
laughs, the closer she is to puking.
Oh.
I've learned that about her.
What I have a challenge.
Oh no!
It's potted meat stuffed Vienna sausages
What is
dipped in
wrong with you?
mayonnaise.
What is dipped in mayo? Oh, Jesus Christ! On a 95-degree humid day, we want to see Mikey's eyeballs bleed.
With some, and you can and you're allowed to wash it down with some buttermilk that's been sitting out all day too.
Oh,
Nice curdling in the hot sun.
I took one
What the fuck
sip
is
of my
wrong
red-
with you people?
Well, your buddy Ohio is a fucking sick prick. Sorry to tell you.
Remember that shit? Remember that shit I had to drink to raise money that time for the.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
what the
that's
fuck did you
right.
We were when Manland
what's
was
it?
drinking that shit, and I kept telling him to put this in it and shit like that, and he was getting sick, but he ate something hot, and he was trying to figure out what would take the hotness away, and I was like, alcohol. You drink alcohol, it works.
Oh,
And then he was like, he went and got like some vodka or something, and he was like, what else? And I'm like, well, put some mayonnaise in it.
Oh
So he put
jeez.
mayonnaise in it and drank, and he got sick. So
he was
they
that
give me the challenge that I wouldn't drink the same thing to raise money for. I forget what it was for. It might have been for NC Digger,
It might have been.
and people were donating to this to a GoFundMe or whatever. And once it got to a certain point, I agreed to drink a mason jar full of fucking moonshine and mayonnaise. And oh my god, I got so fucking sick.
Yeah, you
But
did.
but it was for a good cause. I raised money for a good cause.
Cameo
It
says.
was more than $2.
Cameo says.
Oh, it was over $100.
Cameo said when she was pregnant, she said, I had a smoked oyster and a Vienna sausage. I haven't eaten Vienna sausages since. You poor kid. I wouldn't eat another friggin'. I had one Vienna sausage. I think I was about 12. And I asked my grandfather, I'm like, what are those? He goes, oh, those are like little hot dogs, Mike. I'm like, oh. He's like, no, Mikey, you'll like them. I'm like, no. How about a can of sardines?
You know, stuff,
So he went
stuff like
down. He
Spam.
went down about 5. We would go back to the store, a couple weeks later, and my mom was with us, and I go, and I'm like, oh, there they are, those things I had to eat. I tried to eat, and then my mother says, oh, why would you eat that? I says, because, I told her, I says, Papa gave it to me, blah blah blah. I didn't like it. I says, but can you not get down 5 feet down the aisle and give me some sardines?
Yeah, my kids love Vienna
Sardines.
sausages.
I love sardines.
The sausages and the Spam's not bad if you cook it, if you fry it up.
Nope, sorry, can't do it. I cannot do a Vienna sausage. Sorry. Spam I can do.
It's the same fucking thing.
That's not. I'm sorry, it's
Get
not.
different spices.
Okay.
First of all, texture has everything to do with it.
Yeah.
Taste and ingredients.
It's still lips and assholes though.
Whatever, don't matter. But it still tastes better. Spam still tastes better than fucking sausage and potted meat and fucking
Dude, we were camping out one time and my buddy was cooking some Spam on the open fire with a iron skillet and he kept pouring beer in it.
Yeah.
And then he was like, man, this is really good. And I was like, he's like, you want to try a piece of fried Spam? I'm like, no, I'm good, dude. Because I've had fried Spam and I'm not a real big fan of it. He's like, no, it's different when you cook it in beer. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I took a piece. Holy shit, was it good?
It really is better.
The beer, like cooking it in beer, like takes all the salty taste out of it.
Me and my buddy were camping, hunting up north, and I got a deer. We forgot to bring butter, so we threw it in a frying pan and kept adding beer so it wouldn't dry out. That was some of the best venison I've ever eaten, and I don't even like beer.
Jay Watt's got a question for Dish. If potted meat is out, what about corned beef hash?
Can't do corned beef either.
Oh, I like corned beef hash.
If you Dish, let me ask you a question, sweetheart.
I'm listening.
What if you did the corned beef hash and fried the piss out of it?
I don't know. Something about the smell and those little white cubes.
I'm with you. But as long as it's fried,
The little white cubes are potatoes.
That's what I've been told, but they're too perfect.
Or in Mike's case, potato.
Potatoes.
But
Potatoes.
they're all good.
The potatoes.
Cameo, they're making fun of me how I talk. Cameo's never made fun of me how I talked ever.
I'm just.
Well, I want to know why everybody's down talking lips and assholes in their food, but yet they're okay in sex.
No, not me. No.
But Dish, I
Yes.
swear to God, take the corned beef hash, right? Just do. I know it because you don't like it, so just do like
Right.
a little teaspoonful of it. Whatever.
All right. I have a
Fry
question
hang on,
for
Ohio.
Susie.
Fry the shit out of it. Seriously, fry the shit out of it. Drop an egg on it.
So many news come in, Mike.
Bennett Spring Visuals. I could go to town on the roast beef right now.
I feel you.
Bennett
I
Spring.
feel you.
Amen. Hey, Bennett Spring, let me ask you a question on your roast beef, right? Because I'm up here in Boston, and this is how I eat my roast beef. First of all, it's not cooked; it's cold roast beef on my sub.
What?
All right, but I like the provolone cheese on it.
Oh,
So,
Yeah.
But I'm picky though. I like
And
diced
then?
onions.
And
Diced
then,
onions, not sliced. Diced pickles, not
and then,
tomato.
and then.
And it depending upon the heat of the day, a little bit of the shit that Dish doesn't like.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit
I'm
of
with you,
mayo,
Mikey. And then.
and then I eat it.
Oh, okay. And then I eat it. Okay, I got a question for Susie.
What?
What does a 9-volt battery and a woman's butthole have in common?
What is wrong with you? Having a good chat.
I don't. I'm afraid I don't know.
You know it's wrong. You know it's wrong, but sooner or later you're going to stick your tongue on both of them.
Oh my God, P NASCARs. Right on, bro. Nothing like a liverwurst and extra mayo and pickle sandwich.
Can't do liverwurst no more. I lived on that shit for a week in California.
Oh no.
Weeks straight of nothing but liverwurst and bread and warm grape Kool-Aid in a jug.
Hey, what was that? What's the loaf shit? Olive
Good
loaf and all
time.
that shit. Did
And
you ever eat
I
that?
like pickle loaf.
Pickle loaf? Yeah, I've had the pickle loaf, the olive loaf. That shit's good though.
What's the stuff that's
I'll
like?
take a fried bologna sandwich.
I love fried bologna. What's the stuff that's like liverwurst, but it's called like Warschenschlager or something? Warschenschlager.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Isn't
Yeah.
liverwurst the shit with the skin around it, with a like a quarter
Oh
inch?
no, fucking
piece of
shit
skin?
stinks.
Yeah, it looks like
Dude,
cat food.
I'm in Northeast Ohio, so I'm up here with all these Eastern European bloc people that eat all this weird shit, dude.
Talking about Bennett Spring got it. Braunschweiger.
Braunschweiger.
Braunschweiger, yeah.
Right on, Bennett Spring, right on the ball.
And then they eat this fucking canned herring that comes from overseas. It's like fucking rotten and shit.
I kind of eat I like sardines, but I won't eat herring or mackerel. I'm not. I'll eat the mackerel every once in a while, but I love sardines. It drives my wife absolutely fucking shithouse.
I like only fish in the can I like is tuna and then like salmon patties.
You do like
I'm not
Yeah.
a salmon guy, so I haven't had salmon patties out of a can yet.
Yeah, like fried salmon patties.
Salmon patties are made out of canned salmon. They don't. You don't get salmon patties in a can.
Well, I know. I mean, I'm just saying, canned fish. The only canned fish I like is salmon and tuna.
Right.
Here's a question: do you get the salmon without the bones and skin, or do you?
Yes, without.
Oh, thank
I take
Jesus!
it out. I take it out. I do put-
I like eating the bones. The
Do
skin.
you?
I bet you do, Steve. I
Although
told
if
you,
you eat the
Stevie likes
bones-
a good bone.
Although if you eat the bones dip, you can save a good 79 cents per can.
Right.
Oh, MCK
I'm
right on
learning,
patties.
I'm learning
got-
so much shit about y'all tonight.
You got bacon's in there. Hey, I ain't afraid to say it. If I could reach like a old puppy
Ed
dog,
Biden says mackerel or salmon patties with some mustard.
if I could reach.
Now the one thing that I do like that everybody up here eats that my wife introduced me to was pierogies. I never had pierogies until I
Oh,
met her.
sure. The
What the fuck is
potato
that?
deals.
You never had a
those-
pierogi?
I've
Pierogi
had
is like,
those a couple of times, and they were so bland it was just like, ugh.
yeah,
What the
these are really
hell
good
is
up
a
here. They're
fucking
like a
pierogi?
dumpling, Mike. It's well, I'll tell you what it is. It's a potato and cheese ravioli, basically. It's like
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
that
like a
sounds pretty
noodle.
good.
It's like a noodle or dumpling that's
Potato
stuffed.
cheese ravioli.
Like
I can do
they
that.
put like cheese and potato in it, and then fold it over, and then you cook them. You fry them in a bunch of onions, and then you smother them in fucking sour cream.
Well, see, what I get is
You had me till you said sour
potatoes,
cream.
bland noodle wrap.
What does salmon and good women have in common? I don't even know. Oh my God.
Salmon and good women.
I'm afraid to ask.
Something is going to be something pink.
This is gonna be dirty. If I say it, I'm gonna lose half the. And we've been pretty busy here tonight.
Mike, I think Gear said it for you.
They both belong.
Both belong in
They both belong in the kitchen.
Joking, he says she can stay out of my kitchen.
They both
Oh,
do.
Cameo, Cameo, you were the one I was
Oh.
worried about. Cameo, you were the one I was worried about. So now I'm going to say it after that comment. Jay, what? They both pink in the middle?
What was Gear's answer?
Gia said they both belong in the kitchen, and then he said, joking, she can stay the hell out of the kitchen or stay out of my kitchen. Except when dishes need to get cleared. Wow. See,
They
he's
ain't
a
gonna wash
southerner.
themselves.
He's a southerner.
Setting it.
Southerner. It
Get to
is.
toss them in the dishwasher or get to scrubbing.
Let the dog lick them off and put them in the shell.
Oh, stop it.
Oh, you
Stop
were
it,
right,
stop it,
Mikey.
roll.
Sick minds think alike, Joe. What? Sick minds think alike.
Damn.
Cameo, you surprised the hell out of me saying that. Wow.
Listen, I don't care who you are. You know that's fucking funny right there.
It is, but coming from Cameo though.
I bet
I
you
like
die.
her. I had to sub to her.
I
What
can
what
hear
Cameo
her.
say?
She
Cameo
has
said
the
they both
most
deep.
infectious laugh, except for Dish. The most infectious laugh on YouTube.
Who?
What'd she say, Mikey?
Yeah. Cameo said they both smell after 3 days. Oh, man. Man.
Then she puts the innocent face on there.
The mental image is bad enough.
Good morning. Good morning, lady, said the blind man as he walked past the fish market.
Fish market. Ladies. I got in trouble one day. We were coming back from fishing, and the younger kids were fishing in the pool up north, and so we come back in, and so we were helping them. So anyway, we're rinsing off because I got my hands in. When you're doing the crawlers for the kids, and now your hands are black as
Right.
So I just rinsed my hands in the water.
Black is the old saying of the old days.
Yeah. So, and I'm like, oh, and I said to my cousin, my cousin was from Everett, Mass, and that's the city right next to Boston, right? And I'm like, oh, smells like Chelsea. And he goes, oh, no, that's Somerville. And we're naming all the different cities around Boston, right? Well, my aunt heard us. Oops. She went up and told my old man. I thought my old man was going to die. He was laughing his ass off first. And he's like, guys, in front of her, you did it? Dad, we didn't know she was there. Never forget that. Jay Watt said they both, Gig Ryan says, Jay Watt, they both try to swallow your worm. Nothing wrong with that, Jay. Gig Ryan. Gig Ryan, I'm just happy you're here tonight, too. Because I know you've been working and, and then you come home and you're eating dinner and stuff. So I'm just super happy you're here tonight.
Onion in like thirds, half and then thirds. Yeah. So it's chunks.
That's really cool.
That way I can fish it out.
A lot of fun tonight.
What?
Well, what's the difference between a dead hooker and an onion?
Oh, be nice.
Dead hooker doesn't make you cry when you cut her up.
Oh,
I said be nice, Steve. You can't say that.
Hey, don't use my name.
All right, no more jokes. That's it. I'm gonna get thrown off.
He does bad things.
Oh my God, you made me choke on water.
What's wrong with you saying shit like that? Now I'm gonna get a strike.
Well, don't you think it's kind of funny to haggle the prices with a hooker, even though knowing that you're gonna kill her anyway?
But we don't know because we don't do that to people on this
Okay,
chat.
it's obviously past Ohio's bedtime. He's getting a little delirious now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because he actually thinks there's fucking hookers in fucking Ohio.
They're ice fishing.
Well, there is because of the ice shanties.
Yeah, ice
Well,
shanties.
True. Yeah. They just did a
What the
sting
hell's
around
wrong
here. The city next door to me, they got 11 of them. I goes, what, they go online? Because nobody's staying on the street no more.
Not necessarily. We were in Cincinnati and we saw 3.
Well, I'll tell you what, I knew where all the spots were. And my wife says, oh, they arrested 11 girls for prostitution. And I'm like, why? It's the oldest fucking crime in the fucking book. Let it ride. Jesus Christ.
Not the oldest crime, it's the oldest profession.
Profession, whatever. So I said to my wife, I'm like, you know what? I goes, they had to get them on the internet. She goes, how do you know that? I goes, because there's nobody. Did you see anybody standing in the acre anymore? Or on Fletcher Street? And she goes, why are you naming off all these places where the hookers are? It's 'cause I know where they were. You drive down the street, there they are. She goes, oh, is that it? I'm like, yeah. Why? What like?
In Texas, it's Harry Hines Boulevard.
That's a good way to get your free ride to the clinic.
Yeah, you know, well, and don't forget, there, Ohio, you don't kiss hookers. Hear about the dead hooker that found in the bathtub full of milk with a banana? No, I have not. I can't read that. See, this is the problem. Ohio opens his yap, opens the door for all the sicko minds to come out, and then we get Otis coming out.
And you notice Gunpowder's laughing the hardest.
Hey, the police are looking for a serial killer.
Poor tar guy.
You guys are terrible. Oh my God, it's 20 past 1 almost. All right. There's been a leak from the book Otis is writing. One of the passages is, and with the whack whack here and a whack whack there, I finished Old McDonald off. Oh, right on, Jay Watt. Right on. This
You're
was
just going
cool.
to use that in the next Otis video.
This was super cool. But you know what? It's almost 1:20 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. We're going to say goodnight. But Stevie, write something. Oh, you did write something in there. Cameo, I don't know. And who else?
Getting ready to.
Click on Steve's Woodworking in Homestead Cameo. And where did our newer friend go? I mean, because we know Cameo, but where did our newer friend go?
I don't know.
Bennett Springs Visuals.
There you go.
And you click on Steve's Woodworking. Stevie does a chat on Saturday nights. Speaking of which, Steven, you doing one tomorrow night?
If all those people out there promise to show up, hell yeah, I'm doing one.
Yeah, because we had a shit ton of people in here tonight and pretty much all night. So listen, you guys click on Cameo in Visuals. Click on Stevie's channel. He usually does the chat about the same time, 10 o'clock, 10-ish, Eastern Standard Time. And we can continue the laughs. I hear the Saturday chats are even better. Did he really just say that?
There may or may not be nudity.
I hear the Saturday chats are even better.
Thank
Well,
you, guys.
let me say this. Bennett. Back in the day, they were.
Thank you, Gunpowder.
Ooh.
No
No,
problem.
those chats sucked.
Anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to say goodnight. And I had an absolute blast. Thanks, everybody on the panel, even Ohio. And for you guys out there in Cameo, I'm going to tell you, it's awesome to see you. I haven't seen you in so long. That's great. Bennett Springs Visuals, welcome. And like I said, you can give me shit. It's all good. It's all good. That's what we're here. We're here having fun. All right. It's all good. Jay Watt, hopefully we'll see everybody tomorrow night. All right. But David Misery, what's going on, kid?
David Misery,
Great
brother.
to see you.
Cool.
Hey, David.
I hope so, Cameo. David, great to see you. Dave, I know if you're just coming in, Dave, we got to get out of here. But check out Stevie's chat tomorrow night. We're going to do it all over again.
Channel.
All right, about 10 o'clock-ish on Stevie's channel. All right, but we're out of here. Good night, everybody. Thanks.
Night,
Appreciate it.
everybody.
Good night.
Check out Bennett Springs. Give him a sub.